What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the You Know Ball Podcast. I am your host, Troll Bro Dude, and we have to discuss something up top first before we get into anything else. There was a major transaction that happened in the sports world in the last few days. If you're following this podcast, obviously you know that's our whole thing is slop. That's all we talk about is transactions, movement around sports.
Franchise players going to new franchises,
Exactly.
teaming up with other franchise stars. What about the stars they're leaving behind? Are there hard feelings? Are there not? Like,
right.
What are they going to look like in a new role? How are they going to adapt? Like, this is what it's really about.
And some people are calling this the worst deal they've ever seen, folks. Maybe the worst deal of all time. Of course, we're talking about Ryen Russillo leaving the Ringer and starting his own production company with the funding of the most moral man in the universe, Dave Portnoy and Barstool.
We're huge fans of Dave Portnoy. Yeah, he's look, I get that he's not a good dude, but here's the thing is he's so funny that you just let all that go because
good looking, funny, charismatic. Yeah.
If there's one thing people who listen to Barstool can back up, it's that he's very cool.
Very cool
in a lot of ways. Yeah,
exactly. Which is honestly like wow, we can look past all of the, the off the court stuff.
Yeah, well, if you aren't a Patreon subscriber, first of all, you should sign up. Second of all, you heard our reaction.
We did have a live reaction to this actually during our 2017 NBA draft watch that we did last week. Having had some days to sit on it, I still feel the same way I did, which is that while Russillo is a favorite of the show, I don't think he can carry his own team. I'm gonna plant my flag in. He's a bit of a system merchant. I think he's a good co-host. I think he's a good second option, sometimes third option. I think he's going to realize that life is a lot harder without a heliocentric guy like Bill.
Yeah, Bill makes everybody else's shots easier. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right?
Like, what would we say? Now, look, I don't want to slander Russillo and compare him to lesser talents like Cousin Sal, but like, you can't have Cousin Sal out there running his own team. I mean, that'd be a disaster. Like, however, when you see Cousin Sal running in that West Coast offense with Bill Simmons on the, like, I listened to Guess the Lines again. 20 years later, still humming. Still got it. Even though Cousin Sal did make an R-word joke in the middle of the podcast.
I didn't hear that.
He didn't say
about
the
Jerry
word.
Jones?
No, he didn't say the word. He was saying it was a revenge game. He was talking about the Steelers and the he was talking about Justin Field and Aaron Rodgers, the Steelers Jets being two revenge games, and he said, no, it's a something else RE word game. And I was like, wow, Trump. Yeah, I guess that's what you get when you vote for Trump. You get to
he brought it back, baby. Yeah. And nowadays kids would say these two are having a mid-off.
Yeah.
But Cousin Sal isn't up on the hip lingo like we are in our mid 30s. So just the Russillo thing, obviously we hate to see him go. We're gonna, this normally is predicting Bill Simmons and Ryen Russillo's over unders for the season. Pretty much the thing that put us on the map was this concept for this episode, which was very funny because it is literally us. Obviously we give our own opinions throughout this episode as well, but it is us predicting what two guys are going to predict, which has always been a bit of an ongoing joke here that we're predicting predictions here. But Russillo obviously pour one out. He had a great run at the Ringer. He had 7 years there, I think 8 years almost,
something like that. Yeah,
7 or 8 years at the Ringer. Hell of a duo. We will miss the Sunday pods for sure. But you saw the writing on the wall when Zach got brought in that they were probably going to have to dump Russillo's salary to get under the second apron. They got maybe a wave and stretch so that everyone, just like Damian Lillard, he's got to go flourish somewhere else, return back to what he knows best. And now they can move on. And my guess is that we're going to get Zach and House on this episode instead of Russillo.
I was going to say, I was going to suggest that we act like Zach is going to be on the podcast, because
it's got to be Zach.
I think Zach is. I don't think he's just going to do him and House. No. And it's like, I don't think he would look, love Mahoney. As I've said, I respect Mahoney quite a bit. I think he's a real voice. Bill loves the big names.
Yes.
It would be very funny if you put like Van Lathan on there though, or Big Waz, or like who
people
else?
have suggested bringing back KOC for this, and I was like, absolutely not. He's not. He's going to keep it in house. He will be going with the new Russillo, which is, someone pointed this out. We talked about it a little bit on the stream the other day about the tension between Zach and Russillo ever since he got to the Ringer, obviously, because it's pretty obvious that he's going to be taking Russillo's spot as the main like flagship NBA guy, and has now the flagship NBA podcast outside of Bill on their network. And the thing that someone pointed out to me, I think they commented on the Patreon, was, remember when Zach was like, I think it was, they were at the NBA finals and he was asking Russillo if he wanted to grab a beer and meet up and watch a game. And Russillo was like, no, I'm going to watch it by myself in my hotel room. That's what we should have known. This is done.
I mean, it is very funny because, like, look, I mean, to steal a Russilloism, I mean, these guys are wired different, man, because like, you don't want the analyst who's happy to be the second analyst. You want a guy who's got confidence in himself. Like, I don't think Zach is like literally the best NBA like talent out there. So like, being upset that they brought in fucking LeBron James and being mad that you're losing your small, like, you're Jaylen Brown. You're very good. Like, I love you.
Complimentary piece.
Yeah, you've done a lot in the big spots, but like, you're just not LeBron James. Like,
we can't build a title contender around you. You could be a part of this thing, but you can't be the main hub of everything. And that's ultimately what the direction that Bill's trying to move in here.
Yeah. So, look, I think it makes sense for both parties. I think Russillo was kind of chafing under his role, and this is his Jeremy Grant bet on himself going to Detroit.
There you go.
Will he get the spot ups from Big Cat and PFT commenter that he's been looking for? Like, I don't know. Like, what's the locker room going to be like with KFC Barstool in there? Like, I guess Russillo doesn't have a wife to, anyway. But look, it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting.
Are we sure Russillo's just going there for sports content?
I know. I'm very sure.
Someone pitched this to us. I don't know if it was Will or Mateo, but they were saying the other day that basically they think what's happening here is that whatever production company he's starting as this like spinoff of Barstool is going to basically have Russillo's podcast as the main flagship like center of it, because his podcast is very popular. Even if I'm not like, I don't listen to his podcast a lot, his podcast is very popular. The thing is, they're probably going to have that as like the main thing to get people in the door. And then I think it's possible that the rest of it is like creative stuff. Like, I think that he's going to be doing movie and TV and stuff that we talked about the other night on the stream.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what we've been hearing, is that like Russillo's kind of looking for more of like a creative role. He wants to do like more movie stuff and not so much sports stuff, which isn't that the way? What's the old saying about all sports stars want to be music stars and all music stars want to be sports stars? It's
all basketball podcasters want to be movie guys. I've been saying this, is that like every NBA podcast that I tune into, I'm like, is this an NBA podcast or is this a movie podcast? Like, it feels like it always ends up, even Bill, rewatchables. Like, yes, like I know that's kind of always been his thing, but that is very much the case for Russillo. And I do find the irony in him, after years of trashing Russell Westbrook and James Harden for being, selfish droppers, that he now wants the ball all to himself and wants to cook as the main guy.
We'll see how it works. I'm skeptical, but who knows? Maybe he can build the brand. Maybe we're looking at a Russillo.
Maybe
Big
this
Cat
is maybe this is
2032.
I was gonna say maybe this is his caller daddy moment.
Yeah, maybe he spins off. He could be. I do think Russillo could have like a. What's the way to put this? Not like dumb guys, but like he could have a like guys who don't have a rich internal life. I think he could have a podcast that would be. I think he could be like a Mark Maron type for those kind of guys.
Oh, I've always compared him to Rogan. I've always thought he was just because of like the working out and because he has like the deep baritone and he's, like he presents himself as very masculine, but he's actually a little bit more self-aware than you think.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like when you listen to him, he understands, he understands it more than people give him credit for, I think.
Yes.
But I think somewhere in between a Maron and a Rogan, which is very funny considering that Maron is currently, destroying Rogan right now every chance he gets in front of a mic. But and shout out to Mark Maron. He's been cooking recently.
Yeah. Go off, King.
So yeah, I'm guessing that it's Zach and House. Before we officially kick off, I need your Micah Parsons NBA trade comparison because I did mine on TikTok the other day.
Okay.
So think about a trade that is comparable to what we just saw with Micah Parsons. So for anyone who missed it, the Cowboys made one of the dumbest trades I've ever seen. Trading Micah Parsons, who's one of the 4 or 5 best defensive players in the NFL, one of the few defensive players who truly matters from a standpoint of like, if he's on your team, your defense is going to be pretty good. And they traded him because they didn't want to pay him. He's 26 years old. They traded him for 2 first-round picks that will probably end up in the 20s to the Green Bay Packers, and Kenny Clark, who is an aging nose tackle that, from what I understand, has not really been quite the same the last year or two.
Yeah, he's like aged out of being like a really good player. I think he'd probably be like Dame 2 seasons ago. Would be.
Well, I was gonna say everyone wants to compare this to the Luka trade because it deals with Dallas. I said instantly on that. I said it even before Bill got it on record on his podcast, which was that there's just nothing that can compare to the Luka. Yeah. That would be like if we got on here and we learned that Josh Allen was just traded.
That's what I was going to say. It'd have to be something like that. It would have to be
out of nowhere too.
Yeah. It'd have to be Mahomes or Allen or like, it'd have to be one of the 3 best quarterbacks in the NFL is the only way that
we're like Jaden Daniels in like 3 years. Like Jaden Daniels, after he continues to progress and become one of the 5 or 6 best quarterbacks in the NFL. There's no comparison because Luka just means so much and meant so much to the Mavericks when he got traded. It was the shock of everything. And while the compensation might be somewhat comparable, like aging star and Anthony Davis, even though Anthony Davis was way better than Kenny Clark ever was, plus draft compensation and like Max Christie or whatever. But long story short on this, my comparison was the Pau Gasol to the Lakers trade.
Okay. I swear to God, did you say that before? Because I
said it on TikTok.
Exactly what I was going to say.
I posted it on Twitter and I said it on TikTok, but the tweet did not get any traction. And the video, unless you watched all the video, which I'm assuming you didn't, I made that comparison because I was like, contender from a legacy franchise that traded very little for a top 20 player in his prime. And while Parsons is probably better, especially now comparatively to where Powell was at that point in his career, the individual impact a basketball player can have is just much greater than an individual football player. So that was my comparison, was like a guy to get a team from like fringe contender to like legit contender squarely in the middle of the title conversation and have a chance to win the title immediately. They got to 7 games in the finals that year, and then they won the next 2 titles, the Lakers with Pau Gasol after that trade.
The other one, because like the only other trade I think that's like kind of comparable is the Harden trade, but Harden wasn't Harden yet. Micah Parsons is already that guy. Like
right. And so, and like Powell was one of those guys where like he only had made 1 all-star team at that point, but it was because the power forwards in the Western Conference were legitimately the greatest positional group we've ever seen. Maybe
Tim Duncan.
It was Garnett, Duncan, Dirk, Chris Webber. Powell was 5 for most of his career until he surpassed Chris Webber, and then he was 4. So like he either had to have like an extra power forward had to get in the All-Star game. Memphis had to be really
So-
good, or the injury replacement
so
had to.
bad.
Yeah, it was just it was insane.
Behind 3 top 40 guys.
Yeah,
all
Powell,
time.
Powell should have if Powell was in the East or came into the league a little bit later, he would be like a 10 to 11 time All-Star.
Yeah.
And he would be like Chris Bosh. And like he made more all NBA teams than Chris Bosh, if I remember correctly. The thing about Powell is that he was the last piece the Lakers needed. Like the Lakers, I don't think the Packers were quite as screwed as the Lakers were during that time period. They really didn't have much to trade, but like both of the picks they traded ended up in the 20s. They got a little bit lucky. Obviously, Marc Gasol was a little bit known as a commodity by that point because he was in the Lakers system, and they drafted him, and then he played better in the EuroLeague, and Memphis had like their eyes on him. But they were lucky that Marc Gasol became as good as Marc Gasol became out of that trade. It's the only thing that salvages the Pau Gasol trade. The rest of it was just bad salary and too late first, like this trade, basically.
I was just going to say the only other way I could think about is like, what if the Donovan Mitchell trade only had 2 picks in it?
It's crazy. I mean, that's why it's so hard to compare it to anything, because NBA stars don't get traded for as little as Micah Parsons just got traded for. In the middle of their prime, like Powell was 27 when he got traded. Parsons is 26.
Like the magnitude is wrong for Luka, but I understand the Luka comparison in that, like, you're like, that's the return. Like like Anthony Davis and Kenny Clark is probably Anthony Davis has a higher stature than like
Anthony Davis when he's healthy is still one of the 15 best players. Like, I mean, Kenny Clark is nothing comparatively to Anthony Davis. Yeah. But it's once again, there is a level of so few individuals matter from a winning standpoint in football versus the NBA. Whereas like, there's like legitimately like 30 to 40 guys in the NBA that actually matter. And then if you want to go down further on the role player list, like having key role players from in the 40 to 80 range is what makes a difference between a team being really good and a team winning a title. So, all right, let's get into the over-unders.
Yeah, let's do a real sport now.
All right, we've talked about this. This is the hardest year that I can ever remember for over-unders. I mean, normally I have a fairly decent grasp on this. Like, even if I remember last year being like, I feel pretty confident about my picks. And then I think it was my worst year since we started doing this. I still won, by the way. But it was statistically my worst, I think.
I have to go back and count though. You were 19-11. That's pretty good though.
That's decent. But like I felt pretty confident in myself last year. This year I have no fucking idea. Like between all the injuries that have happened to Tatum, Embiid, Halliburton, all those guys, like all these injuries, the player movement, the fact that it feels like we're kind of moving away from the last era of basketball where star power was so important. And now it feels like depth might be a little bit more important. And it's also impossible to predict who is going to be healthy and who isn't going to be healthy going into any given season. The pace is off the charts. Guys get injured. We just have more devastating injuries to players and whole teams at a given time. I mean, last year alone, we had 2 or 3 teams that were just completely devastated by injury. The year before, we had like the Grizzlies were completely decimated by injury. So it feels like it is just harder and harder every year that we do this. But this has been by far the toughest for me picking wise. So let's start with your Atlanta Hawks, who are projected at lower than you had said before when you said you were thinking about taking their under on this. They are projected at 46.5 wins. We've talked about the Hawks a ton this offseason, but just a quick recap. They traded for Porzingis. They signed Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Luke Kennard. They drafted Asa Newell, and then they have a bunch of young guys that could theoretically take steps on this team in Richiche, who's been playing pretty decently in Eurobasket. They also have Jalen Johnson, Okongwu, Dyson Daniels. They have a bunch of guys that theoretically could take steps on this team. They're a fairly young team, but they have a decent amount of players in their prime right now. So 46.5. Let's do Bill's prediction first. I think Bill has been hesitant that he talked himself into the Hawks and got burned a few times But I think the consensus across the board here is going to be over, personally.
Look, I still don't know why Porzingis sat out. We don't know. We don't know what happened there. And look, Trae Young. I have not been Trae Young's biggest fan over the years. Jalen Johnson, that's a guy who gets hurt. Like, I love him, but like that guy gets hurt. And I'm gonna tell you this, Zach House, I'm still in. Sign me up. 48 wins.
Trae Young.
I think he's gonna talk himself into.
He's gonna go. Trae Young, little bit of an Iron Man.
There we go. Yeah. He always sort of tries to ID a Zag that we're not looking for.
Yeah.
Zach, I mean, I feel like this is an easy over, right? Like, what am I missing? Like,
I can't imagine anyone picking the under for the Hawks. And here's why. I just talked about the importance of going like deeper in your roster. And it feels like they have 10 to 11 legit NBA players.
Yep.
And then even if there are certain things that they're going to have to work out with all the new additions, they've had slow starts before. And then, like, obviously I'm reaching back to the 2021 season when they went on a bit of a Mickey run, but they've had slow starts where it looked like they were going to be a disaster, and they always end up somewhere around 500. Like, I mean, the ongoing joke has been they're the middest team of all time.
Yeah.
But this is by far the most talented version of the Hawks since they drafted Trae Young. And I think the only one that's even comparable is probably that 2021 team that went on that run. And I kind of look at this team and I can't imagine anyone, unless you're the only thing I can see is Bill zagging on maybe of all of them is, are we sure Trae Young's going to be on this team in February?
Yeah. Who's gonna?
That's the only way I can. If Bill's going contrarian mode here, it's because he thinks that the Trae Young free agency looming, combined with Trae being a bit of a diva and potentially forcing his way out, is the reason why they're not going to hit their over. Like, if Porzingis gets injured again, like he always does, and then
if
I mean, he's actually
Porzingis gets a mystery illness. And he's
Porzingis has actually been good in Eurobasket, but also how long what has he played? How many games did he play last year? 50?
Something like that. I don't know.
And then he's actually played more games than you think. He has. I know that you're very mad at him because of how the season ended last year, but hold on.
You mean checking yourself out of a game with a made up thing and being ass the entire.
Okay, he played 42 games last year, and then if you combine that with the playoffs, it's over 50. He played 57 the year before, and then what did he play? Like 7 games in the playoffs, so he played almost 65 that year. Yeah. 11 in the playoffs. Okay, so he
11 in the playoffs this year. So
so he's played more than I thought the last few seasons. Like, it feels like he's always out, and he has played 50 to 65 games on a regular basis the last few years. So my thing is that if you could get 50 games of Porzingis, I still feel pretty decent about this team without Porzingis. And then combine that with the fact that, like, they just have a ton of athleticism. They're going to run a lot, and they have basically, like I said, like, I don't think Luke Kennard's a great player by any means. He's going to space the floor and move the ball. The one thing that you might be a little bit worried about is the shooting when Porzingis is out. But when Porzingis plays, there's a stretch 5 that will open up the floor for Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, all of the drivers on their team. Ricochet's release looks even quicker and better in Eurobasket. Like, I really do think this team could win 50 games next year.
This team isn't injured. This team is also always injured, though. That's my thing, And as you just said, I think Porzingis, the difference between like the Hawks and like the Celtics is like Porzingis was kind of a luxury for the Boston Celtics these past 2 years. He's actually like a load-bearing pillar to the Hawks being not mid, which I think like that's not good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I understand like it's not that. The thing is, the East is bad. I ended up going over, but I thought about it a lot. just because it feels like every year the Hawks we look at the talent and we're like, wow, pretty good. And then something bad happens.
You do that. I don't do that. Let's be clear here. I haven't taken the Hawks. If I took the Hawks,
you took it last year.
Okay, I took it last. They almost hit, right?
They did hit. We both locked the over because it was crazy low. It was like 36.5.
I'm telling you, as someone who does not fall for the Hawks propaganda every offseason, I think this year's different.
I mean, it's by definition is different because the East is wide open and it's not. I just have Kristaps Porzingis be an important part of your team at your own peril. And I love Jalen Johnson, and I love Jalen Johnson, but like I would also like to see him play a full season.
Can I see it? Can I see this guy for 60 games, House?
Because I think Trae Young is kind of settling into a. Do we think Trae Young can also like not be heliocentric, like or step the heliocentrism down like 20%? Because I think he's going to need to do that too with their new amount of talent.
Well, will he? Is my question, because every guy they've got is just a complementary piece to Trae off the ball, it feels like. It doesn't feel like they have a secondary creator. If anything, that's the thing that you might be able to knock them for.
I just don't think I think he does kind of like to cook a little bit. And I do think that like they are going to be like they're pretty talented now. Like Jalen Johnson and Kristaps Porzingis can both create. Like not like for others necessarily, but like they've got their own shots.
I still think they're play finishers. Like I'm not running offense through those players. Like
I'm not, but they're going to need to touch the ball. And I understand Trae Young's like a good passer, but like he's usually like a good passer in not like, let's get everybody a touch. He's usually a good passer into here is a ball that you can flush or you can a wide open shot. Like there's not a lot of hockey assists from Trae Young. Somebody can look that up and immediately prove me wrong with like second.
Well, I mean, if there is, it's because he has the ball all the time. Like I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I do think that they have built this team with that in mind. Like I think that they have built this team perfectly around the idea that Trae Young is going to be the guy with the ball a lot, and maybe that is the thing that limits their ceiling. But Trae Trae always still leads a pretty decent offense anytime he's on the court. And I have been lower on Trae the last year or two just because I feel like he's exhibited some real loser behavior over the last few years.
Yep.
And I don't know if you saw the most recent thing, but did you see that post of his on Twitter?
What was it?
Halliburton had posted that they don't give credit for off the backboard alley oops.
Okay.
Because apparently, I guess they just count that as a missed shot and a rebound, or maybe it's just nothing. Maybe it's not an assist. And Trae quote tweeted it and said, "I stopped doing these ever since I learned this."
Wow.
So Trae is very aware of the assist numbers, is all I'm saying. And I the thing that really I know it's one I'm boomering out, and it was one play, but that game in the play-in where I think they were down 6 with like 30 seconds left. And he just didn't box out Davion Mitchell, who he just left wide open for 3. Davion Mitchell then got the rebound and ended the game with a dagger like 10 seconds later. I was just like, you cannot do that in a play-in game or a playoff game. Like that is just, but he's still like a good regular season, like one of the 20 to 25 best players in the regular season, one of the best offensive floor raisers in the NBA, whoever's out on the court. And now they have real talent combined with like some legit defensive infrastructure. I'm like pretty certain this team's going to win 48 to 50 games this year. So I'm going over for sure. I'm not sure I'm locking it, but I'm going over. I locked them last year, like you said. So
yeah, no, I'm taking the over as well. So I think we're all on the over here. I will definitely not be locking it though. I think this is about right, given that some things are going to go wrong for this team somewhere.
All right, the Celtics are up next. 42.5. The Boston basketball Celtics.
I don't know her.
I really like Minot.
God, I can't listen to Bill do that. I actually know though. Bill hasn't. No, Bill's with me. Bill's like, this team's gonna stink. Like he's been. I would be shocked if Bill is trying to find like a glass half full. I do kind of remember Bill saying something like, when Tatum comes back, and like, I'm sorry, If Tatum comes back, it's team malpractice, and I need the team sold again. I need the Saudis to come in and save us from whatever the fuck is going on.
What's the scenario where Tatum comes back? Like the team is the 6 seed and they face like they think they can beat the 3 seed or something, and like Tatum is ahead of schedule.
Well, this is what everyone's like, oh, Tatum's already doing this. He'll be back by March. And it's like, and he's going to want to play. And it's like, yeah, I don't fucking care, man. Like, we're not winning the title. Like, this is the thing. Why it's not worth it if you're not winning the title. Like, I'm sorry. What? Oh, you got to get your reps in for your young players. You need to develop Hugo Gonzalez.
You already won the title. It makes no sense.
Everybody was on that. Everybody who matters was on that title team. Like you don't need reps. You don't need shit. Like just fucking to take your fucking medicine and get a good draft pick. And like, look, I get it. Maybe the draft pick is 7. I don't care. It will be a player that matters if you
also
do well
getting the 7th pick in the draft is actually a luxury when you're a good team, because you can just go Sam mode and be like, cool, we got a 4th starter. Like, you don't need to swing for the fences when you have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Derek White on your team.
Exactly. It's so easy to find a player who's going to help your team when you're drafting for fit. Like,
right. Like last year, they could have literally just drafted like Colin Murray Boyles there and been,
fine.
Yeah.
Could have drafted Malawach. Well, we need a center. Like we could have had Malawach, like, or not even anyone. We could have taken, it doesn't matter. This line is 42.5, I believe. Correct.
Yeah.
Laughably high. I'm smashing the under. I will be locking this under.
I'm not locking it yet. I'm going to come back to my locks. I'm definitely taking the under here. Personally, I feel like I could see Bill. I don't think Bill's going to talk himself into the over, but I think he's going to say that it's closer than we think, because I think he's going to hang on to the idea that Tatum could come back. And by the way, the Tatum coming back thing, like, who was the last guy who had an Achilles that came back that fast? Have we ever seen that?
Aaron Rodgers was able to come back, but just didn't. According to that guy who was
the woke mob had him in the crosshairs. So
do you remember that? Richard, friend of the pod, Richard Normal, like bet a guy that Aaron Rodgers wouldn't come back after he tore his Achilles, because obviously you can't do that. And the guy, when he didn't play a game, he DM'd him to like get him to make good on his bet to like a charity. And the guy was like, no, he was cleared to play. So he just
the communist NFL was just holding him back, you know.
So yeah, it would need to be a Aaron Rodgers style scenario where the science is, he's defeating gay science by coming back. Look, I think Bill will say it's going to be closer than it thinks. And I get it. The East is dog shit. That will be a theme that will really hammer home. And maybe I'm not adding up my wins correctly. And like, look, I do love Jaylen Brown. I think they're going to hang on to Derek White, and maybe those 3 guys, Peyton Pritchard. Yeah. Can I read you the depth chart for the Boston Celtics at the center and power forward position? Would you
I like Cade House. Don't get me wrong, but he's going to need to play 35 minutes a night.
There are people right now talking to themselves because Cade is kind of killing it in Eurobasket right now.
I follow everything. I see it all.
Yeah. I'm horrified. I'm so disgusted and horrified that like people are talking themselves. Like, look, I like Cade.
Yeah.
I'm just like, he's not suddenly a starting like NBA.
I like Cade Trill. No, I saw the Cade thing. I think they were playing the Czech Republic in the first game that he went off.
Yeah, something like
someone said name a player on the Czech Republic, and I was like, first off, do not disrespect Vic Krejci.
Yeah,
Atlanta Hawks 11th man, Vic Krejci, who would legitimately be like the 6th best player on the Sixers. But no, I'm not. The thing is that if you've been in the NBA for 7 years, and or however long Cade has been in, what has he been, like 6 years or something? 4?
Yeah, 4.
Isn't he like 28?
He was born in 99, 26.
Okay, I guess he was old when he came in.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not impossible that Cade could be decent, but like starting center level,
it's too much. It's like too much.
No
like,
Tatum. You just lost. Also, we didn't mention, by the way, they are also traded Drew Porzingis, even though he wasn't available and good when he was available last year still would be helpful for this team. And Horford is gone too. So like the whole team is just massively different.
Neemias Queta, Luka Garza, Chris Boucher, Xavier Tillman.
Yeah,
that is your starting front court is 2 of those 4 players. So
and like Jalen always gets his one injury where he's out for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
And like if that happens to either one of Derek White or Jaylen Brown, this team is going to sink very fast. And like honestly, they should pull the plug if it gets to the point where they could still get a top 10 pick in the next draft.
I'm telling you right now, we need the SGA thing so bad. We need Jaylen Brown and Derek White to have made up phantom injuries to get our thing. Like it's a championship winning strategy as proven by the Thunder to lie about injuries to your star player. So we need it now.
I don't even think you have to worry about like I don't think that you have to worry about this team accidentally winning 45 games. Like I think it's going to be somewhere in the 30 to 37 range.
My thing is like maybe the East is bad, but like this roster is. I'm sorry, you got to like really understand how like the Celtics were not a deep team.
Honestly, going through this exercise, I don't even want to say that the East is. Because we keep saying the East is bad, but it's more just mid. Like it's more just like a bunch of teams that like are going to be pretty bad, but like not like flat out awful. Like there's
a lot of 35 win teams.
Exactly. I think everyone is just mid, whole lot of mid. Like that's really what it is that is ultimately what it's going to be. I think the Celtics will just be one of those teams. So
yeah, I just like the other thing. They also lost Luke Cornett too, which is very funny.
Which is actually matters when you consider.
Yes, it's like actually very impactful. Like, all 3 rotation big men are gone.
Yeah,
and all of those guys were stretch bigs, every single one of them.
And Tatum made it so that you could play compromise bigs a lot more because Tatum does a lot of big things.
Yeah, he can massive rebounder,
really good rebounder. Yeah. He's massive, so he can basically fake and be a 5 at times. So it allows you to play more limited 5s around him, and now you don't have that luxury.
I don't think people are ready for how bad our fucking defense is going to be because they're looking at like, oh, like Jaylen Brown's a good defender and Derek White's obviously like an all defense guy, and it's like the point of attack does not fucking matter if your back line is dog shit. Like I'm sorry, that's never mattered once ever. So. Yeah, they're going to be one of the worst defenses in the NBA. Maybe they're like a normal offense, but they're going to be one of the worst defenses in the NBA. And I don't think you win games like that. All right, it's by design. It's not incompetence. So I think Zach will join us on the under as well.
Yes, I think everyone goes under here.
Yeah.
Bill, could you see how if House is around? I don't care about House. No.
Yeah. Oh, I think Zach is kind of like. I could see Zach being like, I mean, look, this is a champion. Zach likes to do the like, because Zach doesn't like to piss anyone off. Like today, right. I don't know if you listened to Zach today, where he was like, I thought a lot of people were groaning about De'Aaron Fox's contract, and I thought that was pretty good. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's obviously bad. It's obviously bad. What are you talking about?
Can't upset the Spurs.
It's like, oh, we only saw 5 games of them together. I don't give a shit. And they were still bad. Anyway. Like he does that thing that drives me insane where you can tell he's like doing agent calculations. It's like not his real opinion. And I could see him doing that with like the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, he could do a little devil's advocate here. Yeah. Peyton Pritchard, I like Neemias Queta. We'll see. Yeah, but no, ultimately I think everyone takes.
I think everyone does go under.
All right. Speaking of one of the few truly terrible teams in the NBA, the Brooklyn Nets up next. By the way, I do want to give us credit. We completely nailed the Nets in our last preseason evaluation of them, where we were like, I kind of think this team's too good to tank. Yeah. When they had Cam Johnson and Dennis Schroeder and Dorian Finney-Smith. And what happened? They were like kind of competitive, and then they had to trade Schroeder. They had to trade Dorian Finney-Smith. And then this offseason, they traded Cam Johnson because they accidentally won too many games. They ended up with the 8th pick, and then they drafted Yegor Domin with that pick. I don't think they'll be having that same problem this year.
Here's the good thing, though, is they had 4 other first-round picks, and they definitely got some good players with those.
They nailed every single one. They made the most moral picks.
And well, you know what? But if you're going to do that, look, if you're a rebuilding team, what you do is you take care of your good, young, productive players. You don't alienate them or make them mad in contract negotiations. So I'm glad they're not doing that either.
Everything's great.
Everything's going well.
You got to pay a culture guy like Cam Thomas.
The Cam Thomas no trade clause is going to be a movie. Like, they're not going to be able to trade him. Like, so good luck. Like, what are you going to do? Bench him?
Yeah.
Cam Thomas is gonna control his destiny, dude. I'm telling you, what's a team that's like bad? Cam Thomas is gonna like force his way to the Bucks, dude. Like, or the Heat.
I don't think Cam Thomas. I think the Nets would do anything to get rid of Cam Thomas if he ends up picking up his qualifying offer.
That's what I'm saying. No, I think he's gonna be able to pick his destination if he picks up his qualifying offer because he's gonna have a no trade clause.
Yeah,
you're gonna want to get something for him.
Yeah, Cam Thomas to the Bucks for a second round pick feels right in my soul.
Yeah, like
also, Cam Thomas is just going to be the Donald Trump in the movie theater meme where he's if you love that last part, wait until you see the next one. Hope you got your popcorn ready.
Popcorn ready.
Cam Thomas taking 40 shots in a game next year.
Dude, Cam Thomas on the Bucks would be a movie. He's better than Kevin Porter Jr., I think.
Cam Thomas is the hardest player in the NBA for me to evaluate.
Yeah, it is like, I don't know.
Because deep in my soul, I love Cam Thomas.
I was gonna say I do love him from afar. You know, like I can't root against Cam Thomas.
I think it was Ak who was just like, he's an entertainer, dude. Like we don't have many Cam Thomases left in the NBA who are just out there for pure entertainment and vibes.
Yeah, aesthetics. Yeah.
If you go to a Cam Thomas game, you're gonna come away feeling something. You might love it, you might hate it, but you felt something.
Yeah. He moved you. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Pete Weber, hate me or love me, you watched.
Cam Thomas is the Pete Weber of the NBA. We're always saying this.
Who do you think you are?
He's saying that to Sean Marks in contract negotiations.
Yeah. Amazing support for Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas, you don't deserve this dog shit team.
By the way, I do get a kick out of the fact that I think last year their over-under was 21.5.
Yeah.
For the Nets, and that team was so much better, and this team is 20.5.
Brought it down one point.
Well, did they learn their lesson? I mean, they cleared their over easily last year. They were like 28 wins, right?
26 and 56 last year.
But they had to fucking pull out all the stops.
Yeah, they did have to pull out like all the stops to like get.
They had like 11 wins in like December, I feel like.
Yes,
like,
I think that's correct. Yeah. They had like a very.
They were 4 games below 500 or something.
It was a very silly little it was a very silly little thing. I don't think they're gonna have to worry about this year.
No, they're
Michael Porter Jr. is on one of the all-time bad PR. This is like the worst PR I've ever seen for a player who like didn't do like a crime, like some sort of felony or misdemeanor.
Is podcasting not a crime?
I was gonna say, I guess, yeah. Well, we gotta we'll be in the jail cell with Michael Porter Jr. We'll be locked up. Well, dude, it is kind of crazy. It's like, you know, all the stats guys talk about what a good, what a floor raiser Jokic is. I didn't realize the Jokic PR bump is so important.
Yeah, no, apparently the Nuggets have the greatest PR team in the history of the world, because we basically, ever since Michael Porter Jr. has left, it's been like Kanye post 2016, learning more and more information about him and learning within the deep recesses of his mind, the most horrible opinion the person could have. It's honestly, it is impressive.
Michael Porter Jr. says he watches bum fights on VHS. like it's something like that every time. Like it's,
and you know the Nets don't give a fuck because he's literally was a salary dump.
Yeah, like he's there for. But I mean, like how many shots a game is he gonna get? He and Cam Thomas are gonna get like 40 between the two of them. Like, right? Like, is Nick Claxton? Do you think they trade Nick Claxton this year at some point?
Can they? Like, it feels like between the fact that he had a little bit of a weird down season last year, combined with the fact that like every team already has a center, and like teams are also allergic to paying guys in his mold, it feels like.
Brooklyn Nets, you love Peyton Pritchard. You love Peyton Pritchard so much. You would love to give us Nick Claxton.
Claxton would actually be perfect for the Celtics with Tatum.
I would love to get my hands on Nick Claxton. Not this season. He might help too much, but I would love. I
wouldn't be shocked to see that because Claxton's biggest weaknesses are shooting. The Celtics have plenty of shooting, and then also rebounding, which is Jason Tatum is the 4. It wouldn't matter as much.
Honestly, everybody on the team is like a pretty good. Derek White, not so much, but like Peyton Pritchard. Well, we would be trading him in this case, but like Peyton Pritchard.
I don't think. For a guard, I think Derek White's a decent rebounder.
He's okay. Peyton Pritchard's like a genuinely plus like contested rebounder, which is very funny because he's 5'11". Like, but he's like actually like a really good rebounder, which is funny. Tatum's like awesome and so good. I love
Celtics.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, I mean, I look at this team that they're kind of a mystery box, but I'm like pretty sure all 5 of their rookies are going to suck because all rookies suck. And then they also didn't have a good draft. So like I'd be even
they
more
also drafted projects. It's not like the only like player that's like relatively close to their ceiling is probably Danny Wolf.
Yeah.
Everyone else they drafted is 19 and like a raw athlete or like can't shoot at all. Like it's a combination of a few different like the archetypes of players they drafted aren't good until even if they turn out to be good, they won't be good for like 3 years. So I took the under here. I don't feel like super confident about it because this is a really low line, but I do think that they are for the second straight year. I think they'll be even more motivated to tank this year because their picks moving forward aren't quite as good as the situation that they're in the past 2 years.
Dog, I forgot that Haywood Highsmith is on this team.
I don't even know if he's going to be on the team much longer. They might either salary dump him again, or they might be able to waive and stretch him, or wait. Like he might be on the team, maybe. Like, who knows? I think this team is going to be horrible.
I mean, they will be.
I think they're going to win like 19 games.
Dariq Whitehead is back. Let's go.
I mean, he's just always injured.
Where did they trade Day'Ron Sharpe to? I missed that.
No, he's re-signed. They brought him back.
Oh, he's not on this Basketball Reference.
Order of operations, they might not have officially signed the contract because they technically have cap space still. But they agreed to like a 2-year, $12 million deal or something.
Okay. Yeah. I was like looking for him on here and I couldn't find him.
He's like one of their 3 best players.
Yeah, he's good. Nick Claxton stuff is good. I forgot they have Terrence Mann too, which is very funny.
The thing is that it's very funny that they have like real NBA players, but it's they are motivated to tank. They're going to play a ton of rookies, and the league, even though I know we keep saying the East is bad, like the league in general is just way more talented than it used to be.
Yeah. What do we think of Jalen Wilson? Do we think he's nothing or? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
he might be like a 9th man rotation.
I watched a couple of games where I was like, he might be an NBA player, maybe.
He's also already like 26. Yeah. He's not like, but no, I mean, I'm taking the under here. I'm not feeling super confident about it. I think that this is going to be the one team because Zach doesn't care about their PR. He's going to be like, this team is he's going to be mad. Zach's going to be mad about the Nets.
Yeah. It's going to be like, how did you go 3 years ago from having Kyrie Irving or 4 years ago, whatever it is? Yeah.
You came out on the other side of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and your team now looks like he's just going to be mad that they're tanking.
When are you guys supposed to be good? Because we're going on 20 years now. What, two playoff series wins in 20 years?
House is going to take my angle for sure. They got real NBA players.
Yeah.
Terrence Mann, Michael Porter Jr., Cam Thomas.
Do we think? So here's the thing. 20.5 is really low.
It's really low.
It's
how many
really
teams?
low.
How many teams won less than 20 games last year?
I think 1. No, sorry.
Just 2, the Wizards?
No. Sorry. 3 teams were under 20.5. The Wizards, the Hornets, and the Jazz last year. All of those teams were exceptionally motivated. The Hornets lost 7 games in a row to close the season.
I think this is under across the board for everyone. I could see House going over.
I'm leaning that way. I will note, because we've talked about this on previous years. You see some of these lines and the team is bad, and you're like, oh, that's an under because this team is really bad.
It's lower than
really low.
It's lower than, and also Jordi Fernandez is a really good coach.
Yeah.
And Michael Porter Jr. will probably be decent for him because he loves to have movement shooters. Like Cam Johnson just had a career year with him.
Yeah.
There's a chance that this goes over. They win like 24 games.
Yeah.
Because this is lower than I even expected. Like I didn't even know if there was going to be a line this low. Yeah. And there's a line that's even lower that we'll get to later. But I'm still going under because I just think we have to have a cellar dweller.
We do, but here my thing is though is they can't really get worse the way they did last year. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to trade Michael Porter. You're not trading Michael Porter Jr. for positive value. I don't care how good he is. It's just Nick Claxton. It's like,
well, they didn't trade any of their guys for positive value last year. It was more just a calculation of can we be worse? It was the opportunity cost. Like the Dorian Finney-Smith trade, they got 2 seconds and an expiring D'Lo. Like they didn't get anything good for him.
Yeah, I mean, like I think Cam Johnson was the one we were all expecting.
That was after the season, though.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think we were expecting that all year and they didn't do it. Like, but you had a real player in Cam Johnson all year. Cam Johnson is better than Michael Porter Jr. Cam Johnson is better than any of these guys. Like they have,
but makes way less money.
True. But I just think like
I'm saying that's easier to trade that player. So it's harder to trade Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, what's also possible, like kind of is they might weirdly end up being better kind of out of nowhere. It's rare that this happens, but sometimes you end up being like the Wizards getting Chris Middleton or something like that. Like
that was kind of them last year though. That was like their version of this, where it was like they came in, they were kind of like a worse version of that Utah team from a few years ago with like Mike Conley and like they just had like competent NBA players. And now I think they have more incentive to strip it down to the bare bones. They have more guys who are just me guys.
Yeah. God, I don't know. This one's actually kind of hard. I'm kind of talking myself into the over now because it's so low though. Fuck.
All right, we'll make a decision.
I'm gonna make a decision. You know what? I'm gonna help my good friend Will out, and I'm going to go with the over here to make sure that I'm wrong and that they keep the under. And this is a sacrifice to Nets Nation. This is an olive branch from Celtics Nation. As a fellow tortured franchise,
another prediction: Bill will be like, "Why does Sean Marks still have a job?"
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I've said that multiple times on this podcast.
Yes,
but I know Bill is getting going on Sean Marks.
I've given Sean Marks more benefit of the doubt than most, but I'm getting
because
there.
He created the most mid team of all time with no assets. We've talked about this before. The 2018-2019 Nets are like your platonic ideal of building a basketball team out of nothing.
It was so good. He cooked in a way we've never seen before. The next one we're about to do is the hardest one I've had. I have no fucking idea what I'm going to do. Yeah.
The Hornets are the funniest team, I think, because it just feels like every year I remember 2 years ago, I took their over and then we did I was like, can I get one mulligan? And I took their under and they're under it.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank God I took their under because I feel like you can't rely on anyone on this team to stay healthy.
No.
And I feel like me taking the over here would be rewarding them for what they did this past offseason, which was like, they just made solid moves. Like, they drafted Khan, who I thought that's a good fit with their team. They did the Nurkic trade where they got a pick to take on Colin Sexton. Like they made moves that make sense. I still think that this team, while it has more guys that we know on the roster, the unavailability of LaMelo combined with Brandon Miller coming off whatever injury he's coming off right now, I'm tempted to take the over.
I really am. They have like 11 legitimate NBA players.
Well, that's the thing is like, I think that we are suffering a little bit of, I know that guy though.
A little bit.
Are any of those players good? Is my question.
I was gonna say, like, you look at like Pat Connaughton and Josh Okogie, like, no, those guys are not good anymore. Like, those are just names that you know.
I don't even know. I think Miles Bridges might suck, and that not just as a person.
Like, yeah, I know he sucks, but yeah. But like, they also brought in a lot of rookies. Some of these guys I kind of liked in the draft and like could be good. Like, I wouldn't be blown away if like Ryan Kalkbrenner's like a rotation big right off the bat. Like,
well, he better be. He's 24.
Yeah.
Like, if he isn't, then he's not an NBA player.
Yeah, that'd be sure. But like Khan is like a really good player. I forgot they got Colin Sexton, who's like a real big boy NBA
They have a
player.
ton of creation.
Yes.
They have a ton of creation. They also have a ton of overlap. They have Trey Mann, Colin Sexton, LaMelo Ball, Con Knippel. Those 4 players cannot play together. Like, I mean, you can make some combinations work, but most combinations, I'm assuming that is their guard rotation, right?
Yeah. I like Grant Williams tore his ACL last year. It's alarming how important Grant Williams is going to be for this team, for the fact that you need Grant Williams to play, so Tidjane Saloon does not.
Okay. So they're relying on Grant Williams coming off a torn ACL. And by the way, I think he tore his ACL in like November. So like he'll be back, but like it's within a year.
Yeah. It's
like within a year, it's still
going to miss the start of the season. He's not going to be back for the start of the season now.
Yeah. And then you have, like you said, Kalkbrenner's a rookie. Musa Diabate was their best center. He's also probably one of the bottom 10 to 12 centers for starters in the NBA. He's probably like the 28th.
Might start for them.
See, the more we talk about it, the more I'm like, I think they're going to be fun, and I think they're going to be fun bad.
But here's the thing. What if all of a sudden we get the season where LaMelo plays like 76 games?
It's the hardest bet to make.
Yeah. Like, it's like, that's like the issue is like, because like they could legitimately win like 38 games. If
right. No. They have a very large amount of variance in their win total, I think.
This is the thing, because every time I started looking at the roster, I'm like, no, these guys suck. Like, stop overthinking this. I'd be like, yeah, but like, what if LaMelo
LaMelo played more games than I thought last year. He played 47. Like, he only played 22 the year before that, which is when I faded him. And then, like, I do think that this team, in theory, has talent. They also have a very similar problem to the Celtics, where their front court is just horrendous.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Like, Musa Diabate is by far their best front court player. And, like, he's just, like, a fringe, like, he's probably just a good backup big.
Yeah, here's their front court guys. Miles Bridges, Mason Plumlee, Tidjane Saloon, Musa Diabate, Grant Williams coming off an ACL, and Kalkbrenner.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's really fucking tough, dude.
I'll say this much. Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball, if healthy, big if they each play 50 games, they could probably win 20 games between those two. Like, just that combination.
Yeah. And I think Khan is going to be, I was a little lower on Khan than you, but I still think Khan's going to be a good player. And I kind of like,
I think there will be growing pains for him defensively, but I think offensively, he's going to fit in great.
Yeah. I think I like the Hornets coach. I think he's, I'm blanking on his name, former
Charles Lee.
I think he's a like good, solid coach, like who I think is going to get,
I don't know anything about him.
I think he's decent. But like, I don't think he's like great, but like, I think he's like a real, like, normal coach, which is really just all they need after years and years of fucking Steve Clifford. Like, who is that? Like, didn't they have an Italian coach who was like good and then they fired him immediately, like after one season? And it was like
James Borrego.
Yeah, that's who it was, James Borrego.
Yeah. And he's still an assistant. And apparently has been mentioned for multiple head coaching jobs, but just hasn't gotten one. I think it might be like, he might just be like a weird guy. He was a pretty decent coach though. Like, he actually had they won like they were in the play in both years he was coach, I think.
That's great. He's also American. I don't know why I thought he was Italian.
Yeah, no, he's not Italian.
He is not Italian.
No. He
was born in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So doesn't
just
get
like,
less Italian
than that. Just like Mark Maron.
Yeah. Albuquerque guy. No. Okay. I'm just gonna. Well, what do we think, Bill? I think Bill is gonna be out. I think Bill is taking the under.
Bill, they got Bill's guy though. Khan.
They did get Khan.
Listener to the BS pod.
I think Bill is gonna be like, I didn't like that Khan went there. I love Khan.
I wish that he went anywhere else.
I wish Khan. Daryl, why didn't Dork Elvis take him? I would love that. Like,
he would have fit in great with the culture in Utah.
He would have loved it. I don't know.
He would have soaked up the anyway. Continue.
I think this is the one that Zach gets mad about. He's gonna be like, cool. I don't care. I'm gonna be taking the under on this team until they show me that they can be adults. You traded Mark Williams. Yeah, that's like you traded Mark Williams. You tried to trade him for Dalton Connect, which thank God that didn't go through. Or does it? It doesn't matter. Everything's bad for them. Everything's bad for them.
Well, I will be fading this team for eternity.
Yeah, he's. I think Zach is taking the under here. I think Bill will too.
I kind of think he will too. I'm going over. I think they're going to win 29 games. In my soul, I feel that.
I'm going to join you, but
give me the hot shooting games. They're going to have shooting games where they make like 33s. Okay, maybe. Wait, what's the NBA record? Hold on.
Yeah,
but let's not say 30.
40. I think it's like 40. No, is it 30? No, it is 30.
No, we're looking this up. Give your best guess. I think it's like 34.
I think it's 30 because the Celtics tied it. I think it's 33.
No, it's 20. It's 29.
I was 29. Oh yeah, because we needed 30. That's what it was.
No one has ever done it, and I'm like, they're gonna have games.
They're gonna have games where they hit 30.
It feels like it. Come on.
What if they do? Who's to say?
Con, LaMelo, Brandon Miller, they got a lot.
I really don't like this one. If you're someone who tails us for bets, don't stay the fuck away from.
Yeah, no, this is a stay away from me house.
Yeah, I'm gonna say over for the sake of getting myself on record for some of this, but I do not feel confident about this at all. So
neither do I. But I'm going over. I feel it. I feel it in my soul. Good vibes for the Hornets.
Finally, they deserve it. Even though this is the year that LaMelo is hit by a blue shell leaving the parking garage. It's gonna be gonna throw a bomb at him. Wow!
Colin Kniffel sounds like he could be a Mario Kart character.
Yeah, they need to put the 3 balloons on the back of LaMelo's car.
So I need to get your reaction on camera for this.
Okay.
I did a TikTok about our episode that we did with the hidden stars.
Okay. Yeah.
Stars hiding in plain sight.
Okay.
And one of the comments when I asked, because in that I said, here's the criteria that we did. Can you find a star in the NBA that wasn't a top 5 pick, is not someone who's averaged 20 points a game, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And someone commented and said, Tidjon Saloon reminds me of Giannis.
My first instinct was that has to be a bit, but then I'm going a little bit I can feel the madness creeping in because I know in my heart that wasn't a bit. I know.
No, it was a real comment that I got on TikTok. And also, I do just want to point out, I did the stat comparison, and it was closer than I thought after his rookie season. Now, Giannis was still better, obviously. There were some things that Giannis was just
good.
But I was just like, wait, what? How did I guess Giannis really didn't break until that second or third year, but he showed some flashes. That Tidjon, I did not come away feeling that way with Tidjon Saloon. You could talk me into it with someone like Alex Sarr, who I'm still a little bit lower on, but
there at least are games with Alex Sarr where I'm like,
sure,
I get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree, but I get it.
Yeah. I do not feel that way about Tidjon Saloon at all.
No, I don't either. Yeah.
It's not a part of me that feels that way.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the Bulls, the Chicago Bulls, 31 and a half.
Chicago Kevin Murderers. What are they? 30 and a half?
31 and a half.
That's really low. Am I missing something? Did they lose someone important?
No. I mean, they traded Lonzo, but Lonzo doesn't play that much for Okoro. DeMar's been off the team. Zach, they traded halfway through last year.
I'm just making sure. Yeah, they won. They were 39 and 43 last year.
A lot of that was Mickey Mouse March, but that doesn't go away.
That doesn't stop. Like
No.
Josh Giddey's still got, I mean, I guess you're gonna not have contract year Josh Giddey, but maybe you do if he picks up the qualifying offer.
Yeah,
so who
maybe
knows?
he's still got shit to prove.
Yeah,
Well,
that seems low to me. In the Mid-East, not as good. I mean, look, the Bulls are not world beaters, but like, I'm taking the over and I'm locking it. This is my second lock of the day, but that seems crazy low to me. Like, what am I missing?
So, what's their starting five?
Let's find
Kobe White, Giddey, Vucevic,
Buzelis, probably.
Buzelis and Patrick Williams. That's their five.
Probably, I would say, yeah.
Remember Vucevic randomly like shot the shit out of the ball last year? And
true, yes.
Yeah.
Dalen Terry's still on that team? That's very funny.
He's still around. Okoro will probably come off the bench.
Ayo Dosunmu.
Ayo's still around.
Javon Carter's still around.
Jalen Smith's still around.
They do have Zach Collins still on their team, which is very funny.
Kevin Huerter.
Who I would like not be shocked if Kevin Huerter had like a 40% 3-point shooting season again. Like,
I'm gonna put my chips down on Kevin Huerter being ass again. But here's the deal.
Yeah.
He's still an NBA player.
Yeah.
And when you looked at the Hornets roster and you were like, oh, they got some guys, like that's kind of how I feel looking at the Bulls, where I'm like, these are NBA players, like Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter. Even if I am lower on them than consensus, they will be in NBA rotations in the following season for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that Zach LaVine matters that much for winning games when he's your best player. And
Josh Giddey stepped in and immediately became the Zach LaVine again. They won most of their games after they traded him.
Yep. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, the Karl Malone of Mickey Mouse March.
Really is, dude. In many ways. As you
he's like Stockton and Malone in one.
Yeah. God.
So
sorry. Processing.
So no, I actually do think that this team, I actually think I'm taking the over too. I had that written down as an over. I didn't have it as a lock, but I did have it as an over. Yeah, I mean, but they just love making the 10 seed. Like,
I was just gonna say, I feel like 40. My thought, because I have like ideas of where the line is gonna be. I always say I had like 40 in my head for them.
I thought it was gonna be like 35 or 36. Like, my guess is that they're betting on Vucevic completely falling off a cliff, and then they're probably betting on Giddey not having the same kind of production that he had to finish last year. But I think this is the kind of team that like they're just never gonna pull the plug.
I will say that they are alarmingly thin at center. Alarmingly thin.
Jalen Smith and Zach Collins are their backups.
Yeah,
you say that, but like most teams are bad at backup center.
Yeah,
like that's a fine backup center rotation. Not good, but it's like if Vucevic is out for like 5 games.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Man, Julian Phillips.
I think it has more to do with the fact that Vucevic just isn't like a top 15 center.
Yeah, no.
He's like the 20th best starting center in the NBA.
However, he does space the floor as a center, which is something.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I'm just saying that is like a little. That's how Josh Giddey gets away with it. That and the California police not following up. That's how this does. I don't know. I just feel like the Bulls are going to end up being 31's like kind of low.
That's very low. They could lose. Okay. If their record was to be 31-51 in order for them to hit the under,
it's like possible, but I just like, it would have to be a catastrophe season. Like they have to have like 9 guys get hurt. Like Kobe White would have to be like out. Like,
I'm taking the over.
Josh Giddey would have to regress. I
think their worst case scenario is like 33 wins.
Yeah. I don't.
That's still losing almost 50 games.
Like any result is like possible. It just would need to be such a disaster. I really don't think it's like possible.
Here's the one result in which this happens.
Okay.
Vucevic gets hurt and ownership finally is like, especially if Josh Giddey picks up the qualifying offer,
Yeah.
It's just like, fuck it. Like, let's let the young guy, let's let Noah Essengay have a ton of on-ball reps, and let's let to finish the year, and let's let Matas just explore the space. But he did that last year. He's kind of good.
That's
So,
what I
like,
was just gonna say. I think if you give Matas reps, he'll actually be good. They might actually do better. So like
the only thing I worry about with Matas is the tunnel vision, and like that is the thing that, like, if you give him the ball a ton, it's just gonna probably his individual numbers will be decent, but the team offense will be bad. But like that is just like not a scenario that I'm really necessarily worried about next year. And like this line is just so low.
By the way, Zach and Bill are absolutely joining us on the over. Like
Yeah.
Bill is gonna be like me. He's gonna be like, "What?
What am I
I've been
missing?"
impressed with this. I'm
Yeah.
gonna call up draft. We're gonna boost this one." But the Bill will like boost it and like
Zach's just
Zach
going to be
goes
so
through.
pissed to talk about them. I think he's going to be more just like indifferent. He's going to be like, what? Who cares?
Yeah.
It's going to be nihilist Zach for this one.
Well, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, they're gonna win 40 games again, like they always do." Like he's
A once proud
congratulations.
franchise.
It's great. Good job. You want a medal? Do you want a sticker? Do you want a cookie? Like he's gonna say something dismissive like that. Like
They'll raise the play-in banner, and then we'll move on to the next season.
I love that you can tell which franchises have bought Zach like a 4.5 alcohol by volume beer while they were out, and which ones have crossed him. And it's like the Clippers, the Bulls, the Kings. Like
yeah,
like,
there's a short list of the Nets. There's a short list of teams
Nets,
that have just not taken care of Zach whenever he's in town, and he just spites them every chance he gets. He twists the knife.
He hates them so much. It's awesome.
So, all right, the Cavaliers 56.5, which honestly I was like, wow, that's really high. And then I was like, oh, right, they won 64 games last year. Since they got Donovan Mitchell, by the way, the record is 163-83, which is a 66 win percentage, average of 54 wins a game, 54 wins a year, and 64 wins last year. Their best season with their first year under Kenny Atkinson as coach. They're a regular season monster, dude. Like,
so let's go over what's changed. So they lost Ty Jerome, who was a big part of it.
He was really good for them for 20 minutes a game last year. Yeah, he was a great fill-in whenever one of Garland or Mitchell went to the bench.
That's their biggest departure. They did bring in Lonzo Ball, who is kind of a little bit of a roll of the dice. Max Strus is like out for like a long time.
Yeah, and their record apparently was like insane without Max Strus last year too. He missed like 20 games, and they lost like two games the whole time.
Oh, I don't know if that's like real though. I don't know.
No, I'm just saying that like it's not great to lose Max Strus, but I don't think it's like make or break for them, is what I'm trying to say.
But they have like guys. I think Sam Merrill is like a real player, like which is like very funny.
He'll probably play a lot of the Ty Jerome minutes.
Yeah, Dean. Like there's all the usual guys. Dean Wade, Craig.
Dean Wade for all your accounting needs. We'll get a reference to that. Zach will be very excited to talk about Dean Wade.
Will and boy will he say it. DeAndre Hunter. Now that why am I blanking on his name? Okoro is gone. They could play Hunter at like power forward a little bit more, I think, which I think might be a little better of a fit for him, like offensively. If you can like get some of your other guys in there, your guy Jalen Tyson, like could be is like a fun like mystery box guy. I think this team, like obviously, like losing Ty Jerome hurts. I don't think they're going to be 10 wins worse.
So here's the thing. I think they had really good health luck last year where it felt like none of their big players got hurt and they were so synergistic. And if they lose 10 more games this year than they did last year and they end up with 54 wins or whatever, it's largely due to the fact that like they just have like normal health from their stars. And then honestly, I do think they have one really big flaw with this roster, which is point of attack defense. Yes. And like Okoro, while he sucks on offense, is still like a capable point of attack defender. I do think that could end up being a problem for them in certain matchups.
Hunter can't guard guards, but he's like an okay wing defender.
I think Hunter stinks on defense. And I don't think Lonzo's nearly the defender he used to be either. So like my whole thing with them is like they're going to they were top in both offense and defense last year. I think they'll have to be a little bit more offensively tilted this year, even with Mobley and Allen, who are going to be great interior defenders. If they slip, it's because of that.
Here's the thing though. I also think that the health luck, I don't think they're one of the most injury-proof teams in terms of their big players, though. Like if Mobley goes down, you have Jared Allen. Like if Garland goes down, you have Donovan Mitchell. If Donovan Mitchell goes down, you have Garland. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So I agree. They are kind of injury-proof.
Yeah. So you don't like need two of them. I'm going over. I won't lock it, but I feel like that's just a lot of what is that? That's 50. They need 57 wins to hit. So that's a 7-game buffer. Like that's just. It's kind of a lot, and the rest of the conference fell apart around them. They're the class of the East besides like the Knicks. Like, is there any team that's clearly maybe the Magic?
I think it's those two are fighting for the 1 seed for sure.
Yeah,
and
Knicks and the Magic, and
what does this team have to prove in the regular season, House?
That's another thing is they could also like be punting on it because they're like.
We've already won 64 games and still lost in the second round.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes that
all of their injuries happened in the playoffs.
Yeah, which like that kind of sucks. You know what I'm saying? I do think last year was a little bit of a fluke. I don't necessarily think this team is like playoff. I think it's been a little bit like. They just get injured in the playoffs. It's happened twice to them now. Like
we'll see. I mean, this is we're going on year 4 of this.
Yeah, but like the last 2, they were only really good the last 2 years though. It was still kind of like
I think this year was very clearly they were much better and they ran into a Pacers team that was a buzzsaw. They got a little bit injured and I think that their second round matchup next year could be the Magic. Like That's where I'm like not feeling super confident. I mean, they just went to 7 with the Magic a year ago, and the Magic are better.
A lot better.
Yeah. So I don't feel great about that for them in the playoffs. So this is the regular season. I'm taking the over. Like I think this team probably wins 57 to 60 games. And I feel pretty confident that like they even have now it's not going to reflect in their record, but they do have room to get better. Like Mobley is still the swing piece for them for me. And like Mobley has been very good in the regular season and inconsistent in the playoffs. And I thought he took a step offensively last year. Like I thought he was just much better on offense last year.
Yeah.
So I think he is the swing piece between them being like a dominant regular season team and like a legit championship level team. I still think they need Haywood Highsmith. Which is no very team funny. Should ever say that.
They're never a good sign. Yeah.
But I think they need. I think Bill's going to be like, is Donovan Mitchell on fraud watch a little bit? I think he's definitely going to say that.
He might zag on Garland because he went all in on Garland like last year, being like he got a broken jaw. He was sitting on a straw. Like what? We didn't expect that to do it.
He was right. He had a bounce back year.
He did, yeah. But now I think he might fade Garland a little. Like I think I could see a Bill zag coming.
A Bill zag because of the playoffs?
To preface it, be like, look, is Garland a playoff player? I love the guy. I love him. But like, can you win with Darius Garland as one of your 2 guards?
I think I think what his conclusion is going to be kind of correct here, which is that like, you're never going to be able to win anything with Mitchell and Garland as your backcourt because while they're both very good individual players, they're a little bit incompatible and they don't maximize each other.
I think
playoffs, not in the regular season.
I think this is going to be our first Zach Bill disagreement.
Okay.
Because I think Zach is going to do what I just did and be like, I mean, come on, they've been like unlucky. This is a team that's been very good. Kenny Atkinson is an outstanding coach. Like he's gonna say all like that.
He got the Jeff Teague bump. I don't know if you saw that clip, but he got Kenny Atkinson got the Jeff Teague bump.
Oh, he did, really?
He said when he was an assistant, he was like, every time we played a team with like a young star, he would always be like, that guy's their best player. And it was like Jokic's rookie season. Yeah. It was he said Giannis was going to be the best player in the NBA. He knew before like everyone else about like basically name a star, and he was like every time Kenny Atkinson was right. Kenny Atkinson might be just like a really good coach. Like I mean, he instantly made them into 64 win team, and they didn't even really change anything about their team.
Yeah. No, I think he's a good coach, and I think, but that's exactly the type of shit like Zach respects. So I think Zach is going to be smashing this over. I think Bill will flirt with the under here.
He learned under Steve Kerr.
Yeah. Maybe Bill goes over. Bill usually does love Cleveland though. Like,
yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think Bill does here? Like,
I think once again, this is a regular season exercise. I think he's going to drive that home.
Yeah.
Regular season exercise. He will. I mean, I still am like 56 is a lot. Like year to year, it's hard to trust any team
to go over.
Any team that doesn't have like a Jokic level player, it's always hard. And even Jokic's teams, like obviously they haven't been the deepest, but like they've never won this many games, I don't think.
No, yeah.
And so I think that people are a little bit hesitant, but I think they're all going to go over, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We
haven't had this is why we need Russillo. We haven't had Simmons or Zach disagree yet.
They I feel like they're in lockstep a lot of the time.
Yeah, they really are. Yeah, it's unfortunate. The hive mind. Wait, here's one that'll get them disagreeing. Though our next one,
the Pistons.
Yep.
Okay, in what direction?
I think Bill is going to take the over, and I think Zach is going to take the under. This is 45.5 is what I
think Zach glowed about them at a podcast recently, though.
Did he?
A little bit. I think he did.
They are
45.5 is the line.
45.5. I will say they are like triple underlined, besides like maybe the Pacers. Of any teams that didn't have a major injury, they're the most jumping out of the gym regression candidate.
Okay, so here's the thing. If that's the case, they didn't even win 45 games last year.
That's what I'm saying. I think I'm taking the under. Spoiler alert.
I'm also taking the under. I still think that this team's long-term outcomes are good.
Yes, I agree. This is not an indictment of the team.
They were racking up wins in the Mickey part of the season last year.
They needed a lot from Malik Beasley, and he's still still murky what's going on there. And he was like one of the best shooters in like NBA history for like a season. And they don't have a lot of other shooting is the problem. Like
Duncan Robinson, who has been up and down throughout his career. I think Duncan Robinson's a solid player, but he's been inconsistent for most of his career. And like, I just think Caris LeVert stinks. Like I know that everyone keeps hyping that up. I just don't think he's a good player. And like, I think he's going to be someone who has the ball. Like they are replacing Dennis Schroeder with Caris LeVert. I think Dennis Schroeder is a better player than Caris LeVert.
Yes.
And we will see if that ends up mattering next year. Obviously, they're getting Ivy back. He's going into a contract year.
Yeah.
Cade
he was good. He was good before he went down.
He was good, but then they also won a ton of games after he got injured. So like, is he quite as compatible with this roster as we think? And then like, I think Cade could easily get better. Asar could easily get better. Durant could easily get better.
Holland could get better.
I think that was Zach's argument for this team jumping from like a low 40 win team to like possibly a 50 win team. I just think that this is a regression candidate because like they kind of caught the league by surprise last year.
Yeah.
And I think that they should be worried more about long-term development than winning like individual regular season games. Like if there is a stretch where you want to get Ron or Asar more on-ball opportunities to see what they can give you, they should do that. Like,
yes, agreed.
They're still looking for the second or third guy to pair with Cade. And like, if that's on this roster, you need to figure that out. And if it isn't, you should probably make a trade.
Yeah, like you've got Tobias Harris is on your team. You don't need to be pretending, have any illusions about like what's going on. You made the playoffs. That's awesome. You're probably going to make the playoffs again. You're going to win 39 games and make the playoffs again. Like
probably.
Yep. So like it's, I think that I still really buy into this team. I love Asar.
See, I think
I
think Zach and Bill both go over and we both go under. That's how
I could hear that. Yeah.
I think they're both it's going to be a Cade propaganda fest.
Someone will bring up the regression thing. Bill, maybe. Yeah, you're right. House is going to be there. House
is going to be the one. Cause House is always like House is the descent in these kind of conversations when everyone is hyping up a team.
Yes.
Where he's like, all right, they were good last year, but like they were also the worst team we've ever seen 2 years ago.
Yeah, he always has like a gambling number about like they're like in 1.5 point games against the spread.
Yeah,
they were 12-0. Do you think that happens again? Like he's gonna have some stat like that. Like
exactly. Yeah. I think Zach and Bill, and I'm gonna make a long shot call here that I think that Zach says that Cade will be in the MVP conversation.
Oh my God.
I think that's 100% happening.
Cade like owned me personally so bad last year, and I hats off to him. He fucking killed me. He killed it. If I have to start hearing Cade Cunningham MVP Discord, I will become the Joker again.
I think that that's going to happen on this podcast.
I'm gonna be normal. Like go from all-star to all NBA play. Like say like he'll make second team all NBA or something like that.
Sure.
Like, be normal.
I think he did last year, but that was more of an injury thing.
No, was he second team? I thought he was third team.
You might be right.
Yeah, I think it. Hold on. Now I have to know. Me, who said he was only going to make 3 All-Star games in his career.
He was third team. You're correct.
Okay. But yeah, but just have him make second team next year or something like that.
No. Cade's very good, but like the MVP thing that I think we will be getting from at least some people is going to be it's just way too early. Like
they're not good. That's the other thing. You can't have an MVP on a 39-win team unless you're Russell Westbrook. Like it's not possible.
I mean, even that you have to win like 50 games to be in the conversation for MVP. Yeah. But these guys, I think they're going to think that they're going to be like a 50-win team is my thing. And so here's the thing. When you look at the MVP odds, he's like 6th in MVP odds, I think. Hold on. I'm pulling this up right now because I looked at it early because I was looking for like my dark horse picks. I think he was maybe 7th. Hold on.
Is Giannis not the favorite?
No, it's Shea, Jokic.
Well,
okay, this is all fucked up because they have Shea twice. All right, this website is broken. This is what it has. Shea, Jokic. It's not in order. Hold on. This is all fucked up. This website is washed.
Yeah, we gotta get rid of these.
We gotta get rid of Vegas Insider is now fully watched because they have Giannis twice. What is this woke nonsense? All right, we'll do FanDuel just because it's fucking. They use FanDuel.
Okay, here's the way.
Bill will be like, by the way,
I have them in order.
Okay.
SGA, Jokic, Doncic, Giannis, Wemby, Anthony Edwards, and then Cade. Cade is the next one.
Cade 7.
Yeah.
How is he ahead of Jalen Brunson?
Yeah, I was say then it's Durant and Brunson, Paolo, Trae Young.
Yeah, because if I were doing a list, Brunson's been top 7 in MVP before, and the Knicks are going to be really good next year. Like I think
Donovan Mitchell's also like at the bottom, and it's like he makes first team All NBA. Like that's by definition, you're like in the mix.
Age 28 season, I think. Yeah.
So the one Giannis is plus 1200. I think Giannis is the best. Giannis or Wemby are probably, I think, the best odds. I guess Luka is also like a possibility if the Lakers are like really good this year.
We'll talk about that more on the episode that we do. Yeah. I'm kind of all in on the Wemby top 2 finish in MVP, but not win it. Because I'm like, if you look at the history of guys that are in Wemby's mold, like the LeBrons, the Durants, those kind of guys, that year 3, age 21, 22 season is really where they take a massive leap, and they always end up, because it's like, we still can't fully get there. There's still one guy that's like kind of like just ahead of you.
In Wemby's case, it'll be they didn't make the playoff. Can you give the MVP to a team that didn't make the playoffs?
You'll see on our Patreon episode.
Yes.
Next episode, you'll have to sign up to find out.
To find out if that happens.
We're paywalling that opinion. No, but my thing with the Wemby thing is like Durant was runner up, LeBron was runner up. Like when these guys take that step, it's always like SGA was runner up in like his 5th season, or was. Wemby's a little bit more ahead of schedule. But what I'm trying to say is that there's always like one season where you get like a 2nd or a 3rd place vote before you win MVP. It's very rare that you just make the leap straight up to MVP. like Jokic did. Like that almost never happens.
Yeah, that's very rare.
Like if that were to happen and Cade got it this year, would be legitimately like an outlier.
I just think that's like too crazy. These efficiency numbers just aren't like, you can't like do that. Like even if they, and by the way, it's like not impossible for them to win 50 games. I'm taking the under, but like,
I don't feel super confident about
that. The East is cheeks. Like they could absolutely like turn this around. I'm just like the shooting. They're just like a regression candidate, but like, who knows? They could regress and still win more games because things got that much worse. But like
a team that is definitely going to regress this year is next. Indiana Pacers.
Let's talk about our Indiana Pacers.
No Halliburton for this whole season. They were the darlings of the NBA the last year or two. Made a finals run, made the conference finals the year before, won a ton of games since they got Siakam. They had a weird start last year, but after that, they were fucking dynamite from January on. But Halliburton is kind of everything for them.
Yeah.
And they have to scale up a few different guys this year. Like Mathurin has to scale up, Siakam has to scale up, Nembhard has to scale up. They lost Miles Turner.
Isaiah Jackson might have to scale up. Is he even back?
Like, I think so. Yeah, he tore his Achilles, but I don't know when.
I think it was early in the year, but I'm wondering.
Jay Huff might be their starting center.
Oh, I forgot they got. I kind of like that, to be honest. I kind of like Jay Huff.
It's a
not as a starter though. Yeah,
big leap to be like a fringe backup to a starter.
Yeah.
The idea of what he can do, like protect the rim and shoot threes, sure. The idea is great, but like what with no Halliburton, keep in mind, like that's another thing.
I want to be clear. I actually really like Isaiah Jackson. He just got hurt, and like now I don't know if he'll be good.
Also, he's not a starting center. Like he's just a backup. Like
yeah, he's a backup, but he's like a good backup. Like I'm just. They're 37.5 is the number.
Yeah, 37.5.
Feels high.
I'm taking the under.
Yeah, I love Nembhard. Full respect to Carlisle, who I think kind of cemented himself as like one of our great coaching demons with that last run. There's not enough talent. Like
they need to have a leap from one of Mathurin, Nembhard, Walker. Like they need to have like multiple guys. And look, even without Halliburton, they've had stretches where they look really good, like the TJ McConnell minutes. But like, I don't expect that to be fully sustainable over the course of a regular season. Like, I don't
think they're going to be like bad. I think they'll be like
they'll win 35.
I was going to say that might make the play in. I was just going to say that might make the play in the East. Like, so, you know.
Yeah, I went under for them. I don't really think there's much to say. Like, I do think that Bill will still be pissed they just let Miles Turner walk for nothing.
Yes.
You have Halliburton coming back in a year. You're going to let your starting center from your finals team go over $10 million?
Yeah.
He'll be furious. And honestly, rightfully so. Like, at a minimum, they should have brought back Turner on a deal they could have traded at the deadline if they didn't. Like, losing him for nothing is horrible, dude.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Like, I don't even know if it helps the Bucks that much.
It kind of doesn't.
But that's the thing, is like it hurts the Pacers more than it helps the Bucks, it feels like.
It does. It really does. I don't know. This it's so weird. So weird. I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to. It bums me out. I'm still upset about the final.
I don't really think there's much to say about this team anyway.
Yeah.
So
we say Bill and Zach go under, probably, right?
I think so.
Wait,
Bill loves Nembhard.
What if we get Russillo on this episode? Because even though he's leaving, isn't he still under contract?
I don't think he's going to have him on if he's leaving, dude. Why? What is the take on Russillo here?
I think Russillo would cook on this one. He'd be like, I mean, Nembhard, you talk to people around the league. I had a text from a guy who's like, this Nembhard guy is real. I mean, like, he's locked down. He clamped up the MVP. Like, they were in the mix because of his defense on the MVP. Like,
he was hitting shots like you know, OKC Harden in that like, yeah, just before he broke out.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is Russillo will come on and be correct, because I agree with everything I just said in Russillo's voice. So I do think Nembhard is going to take like a little bit of a leap this year, but I just don't think it's going to be meaningful to winning basketball games until Halliburton's back. So
yeah, I don't think he's a lead guard. I just don't. For over the course of a regular season, it's just too much. They're going to run their offense through Siakam. And Siakam is good enough, as we saw with the Raptors, to get you 30-something wins. But when he's your best guy, it's just, it's probably the you're not going to win a ton of games if he's your best guy and you don't have a ton of other pieces around him to make it work. So
there we go. All right. Halfway point, an hour and 39 minutes in.
Let's go. All right. Who's the next team?
We are talking about the Miami Heat. 38.5.
I think Bill's going to be worried about the zombie Heat. I think he's going back.
Going back for more zombie
He's
Heat.
going back. No, I maybe the Jimmy trade is just like, what is this team doing?
he might. No, I think you're right, though. I think he's going to have a little bit of ancillary. So, by the way, the Heat won 37 games last year. So this is 2-win improvement.
And they had Jimmy for a good amount of that, although he was not exactly engaged.
One could definitely say that. They do have a lot of young guys who are on trajectories to improve. Not Jaime Jaquez, but Khalil Ware, Jovic, like Hero had a really good year last year. He probably won't get better, but it's not like impossible that Hero continues to improve. He's still young enough that that's like kind of on the table. Like Bam is Bam at this point. Didn't they draft someone kind of interesting, or am I
Yakachonis?
Yeah. Like he could be good, man. Oh, I forgot they signed Fontecchio, the perverts, the podcast perverts siren.
Yeah, someone sent me his Eurobasket game where he scored like 38 points yesterday, and they were like, "You have to have an opinion on Fontecchio now."
Yeah, you must.
I still won't have an opinion on Fontecchio forever. To me, he's just Italian Cade Diop. When a few years ago, everyone swore up and down he was really good.
Do you know who the vet on this roster is? Oldest player on this roster?
Bam?
It is not.
Oh, Bam. Wiggins.
Yeah.
I forgot they had Wiggins. I really forgot like half of their team, to be completely honest with you. All right, I have a question. How many times in Eric Spoelstra's career has he won less than this total?
Let's see. 2.
Exactly. Yes. 2014, 2015, and last year. The only times in his career where they've won less games than 37.5 or 38.5, was it? Yeah. What's the line? 38.5?
38.5. Again,
he's had at least 39 wins every other season.
I see what you're saying now, because as I step back, there is a lot of mid.
That's what I'm saying. Like every team is, that's why it's hard to pick. If there were a lot of bad teams and a lot of good teams, it would be easy to pick.
Yeah.
Because there's a ton of mid, it's almost impossible, because I could see a ton of these teams winning 45 games. I could see them also winning 30 games. Like,
yeah, you want to like put a gun to my head and tell me like who's better, the Halliburton-less Pacers or the Heat? I don't.
The only teams I feel fairly confident about, and I'm not even just speaking to the over-unders here, I'm just saying in general, I know will be good or bad, are like, I know the Wizards and the Nets are going to be really bad, and I know that the Cavs and the Knicks are going to be really good. And other than that, there's a bunch of variance in between that shit for me.
I feel pretty confident the Magic are going to be good.
So do I, but also we're just coming off a season where they were devastated with injury. And by the way, they have 3 players who had the same oblique injury that is like incredibly rare. And like, it's not like it's more likely to act up again. I'm just saying they've had weird luck recently. I'm taking the over here.
Okay. Interesting.
I think they just haven't, like, if we talk about like the importance of like having depth, they don't have anyone who blows me away by any means, but like they just have their starting 5 is like competent, good starting 5 that kind of makes a little bit of sense. And then they just have a bunch of young guys who will like, Spo will probably get the best out of them. They'll find, and if they suck, then they'll find some guy off the fucking street and Spo will make them into like a 20-minute a game player. Like, Spo doesn't go under. Last year was a mess of a year because of the Jimmy thing. And while they'll probably, like you said, they won't get that hero season again, I still think that they like a full season of having Wiggins. Like, I could see their defense being pretty good. Like, it's never below 10 with Spo. And then their offense just needs to be passable and they'll win like 40 games.
That's and I guess that's the kind of the thing is like, how do you think about
This
that?
line is like pretty low for the Heat.
It is, yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the teams we haven't talked about. Yeah, I guess I should take. I mean, the other problem is I've only gone under 3 times, and this is team 8, so that's 5 overs and 3 unders for me.
Let's see. I went under 4.
You're even. You're 5 and 4 right now. This is.
I tried to do that this time.
Yeah.
I tried to go more even on this.
So I have
Vegas does their calculations.
I'm penciling Zach in for an over because he loves sucking off the Miami Heat.
He definitely will.
Yeah. What about Bill? Bill, Zombie Heat Bill or Zag Bill, Pat Riley?
I think he's gonna be dancing on the grave a little bit. Now that I think about it, I think he's gonna dance on the grave.
Here's the one. Kyle, turn the TikTok camera on. Last Saturday, I was with nephew Kyle, and we watched some college football, and I watched my beloved Bill Belichick turn in one of the worst coaching performances I've seen. And I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. He's an old guy. You know, we give these legends a pass as they're aging. Zach, what I'm asking, is it time for Pat Riley to go walk off into the sunset? Let me go through Pat Riley's transaction, and he's just gonna like list off all of Pat
100%. Yes, he's like, dancing on the grave.
I think that's what Bill's gonna do, and I think he's gonna go under here because I think,
especially because Riley is someone who's always been in opposition to Bill.
Yes,
like Lakers legend, Heat legend, coached the Knicks. Yeah. So there is a level of disdain he has for Pat Riley deep down. Yeah, that he will be able to just be like, dancing on the grave. I think he's going to go under for sure. I think this is going to be a disagreement for them. Zach would never. He'll be. Oh, I've talked to people in the organization. They're really excited about Pelle Larsson for Sweden. And
yeah. No, Zach, you can pencil in the over for Denver, the Raptors, and like Miami every year. Like so.
By the way, quick little sidebar. Since we're praising one of the all-time great Bill Simmons guests in Russillo on this episode, I just want to say, speaking of Bill Belichick, R.I.P. Bozo to fucking Michael Lombardi. What a fucking loser that guy is. To talk shit on teams and how they build their teams for years, and then to get absolutely stomped in your first game ever as GM for UNC. Just whiny, horrible analysts. Used to go on Bill's podcast all the time. My favorite takes from him, well, obviously the one that Eagles fans remember is when he called Doug Peterson the worst coach in the NFL, literally just before he won the Super Bowl. And then after that, a few years later, said that Jalen Hurts couldn't beat out Jared Stidham in a camp battle for the Patriots. And that Jake Fromm was one of the biggest victims of the coronavirus because he couldn't get in and show everyone what a good guy he was. Jalen Hurts famously a bad guy, and also
bad guy. Yeah, I was gonna say,
and also, by the way, Jake Fromm, famously a good guy. Don't look up any of his social media history.
I was gonna say, did they just like dislike Jalen Hurts because he's like the only lib football player, and he's not even liberal. He's just like,
I don't think we knew that about him then. I don't even think that. Like he's from Texas, like he's kind of like an old. No, I think that was. Well, I think that Lombardi's just a racist.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe he's just racist. Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably
literally go listen to them. He just did every dog whistle imaginable for white quarterbacks versus black quarterbacks, and then for years went on Bill's podcast, said I would have. First off, he always would say he would have drafted Giannis, which is fucking amazing.
Awesome.
He was just like, if I were the Sixers, I would have drafted Giannis. Like, what are you talking about? No one knew Giannis was going to be Giannis. Yeah. Half the league passed on him. And then 2, apparently for the last few years, a Packers fan said he's been going on saying they should fire Matt LaFleur and hire Bill Belichick.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Great news, you fucking loser, bozo. Get the fuck out of here. I hate that guy.
Bringing in a coach who is being weekend at Bernie's by his 23-year-old girlfriend is such an awesome thing to do. She's like putting her hand over his and writing trademarks out for like slay boss pussy. Hashtag patented to the Bill Belichick Corporation. Given this see you next Tuesday the work. This is a Bill Belichick trademark. Like she's awesome, by the way. Love her.
Yeah.
I think she's from Maine, by the way. Maine excellence.
Wow. Incredible.
So, yeah. This is Maine. That is
what a year for Maine.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we've got Graham Plattner, we've got Bill Belichick's girlfriend, and they're on like opposite
Cooper
sides.
Flag.
Cooper Flag, third. He's definitely third on that list.
Yeah.
Let's see. What if the first thing, Jordan Hudson. What does Jordan Hudson do for a living? What did Snoop Dogg say about Jordan Hudson? Apparently he said
Snoop Dogg's been saying a lot of things recently.
Yeah. It's amazing. Anyway, shout out to Jordan Hudson, I guess.
I don't know if she is from Maine, but
She was Miss Maine. So
there you go.
If she was not from Maine, she's stealing Maine valor.
Didn't you go to like Rutgers or something? I feel.
Yeah, I went out of state. Everyone goes.
No, I'm just saying it's very funny for someone from Maine to go to Rutgers. That's just not something in my head.
Dude, we go everywhere, man. Like I
guess you guys don't have many colleges, so
yeah, it's like if you're like you try to get into like Bowdoin, Bates, or Colby, or like our like our like quote unquote good schools, and then everyone like mostly just goes to like UMaine or like UNH if they're like not trying to do a lot. But there's a lot of people who like go out of state for like school, like other weird things. She's from Hancock, dude. She's a fisherwoman. This is awesome. She's literally fishing him. That's awesome. I love swag, dude. That's so
opposite catfishing him.
Yeah,
she's luring him in with her good looks. She's not fooling him with her good looks. She's luring him in and then taking advantage.
She's like an anglerfish.
Absolute queen.
Dude, she rocks. She's so good.
By the way, someone made it
funny sometimes.
Did you see did you see the thing that was like, oh, the score's 40-7 now. Now that's like their age gap.
Oh,
and I was like, no, the age gap is actually much larger.
It's actually worse. It's actually much worse than that.
It's actually considerably larger. It's like 50 years.
If you subtract the actual age gap from that age gap, it's still not an age gap I would be comfortable dating. Yeah. I think it's like 8 years off still at that point.
I mean, he's what, 78?
He's 80, isn't he? Maybe he's not.
We're finding out the exact.
We're gonna find out. 73 years old. She's 25, I think. So it's 50.
Almost 50 years.
48. It's 48 years.
Jesus Christ, dude.
So it was 40-7. Yeah, it's literally what I said. It's larger. It's a 7 years larger difference.
Insane.
Which is not not a comfortable age gap for me. Like, so I don't know.
It's crazy. It was I mean, it's
if you are 28 years old though, what's up?
Anyway, let's continue.
Let's keep going.
All right,
we got a month left of that joke. That's only 29-year-olds at that point. All right, anyway, sorry.
All right. So the Bucks. 42.5. So I'm assuming you're taking the over.
I wrote
you just said Giannis could win MVP, and you said you can't win MVP if you win like 40 games. So you're taking the over. You're forced to.
I think I am. No, I am taking the over for this Bucks team.
All right. So this will be one of our disagreements
for a team. I think that's pretty low for a team with Giannis. What's going to be different for them versus last year?
This team stinks. I'm taking the under.
They won 48 games last year.
If Giannis is out for a month, this team is going to be the worst team in the NBA.
That is exactly what happened last year. And I had to listen to them. Oh, they're going
to. Okay, hold on. Last year they had Dame.
Oh my God.
Dame scales up way better than Miles Turner, dude.
He sucks. He's like sucked for like 3 years. It's absurd that we had to like do this song and pony dance when he got traded. He's been ass for 3 years.
They were 500 in those games. They're not going 500 with Miles Turner as their best player. That is just not going to happen. There's a big difference between that.
How many games has Giannis? Because Giannis also like doesn't.
Giannis missed 15 games last year, and they went 8-7. They were above 500. There's no way if he missed 15 games this year, they're going to be like 3-12.
Even if they're 3-12 in those games,
who's their second best ball handler?
They're still over.
Who's their second best ball handler?
It's Kevin Porter Jr., who's like is not.
I rest my case. This team stinks.
I he's. I'm not saying the team doesn't stink. I think Giannis Antetokounmpo, like People forget because he's been in limbo. I
don't forget.
Good.
I think this team is bad, and I think that Giannis. I think having the best player doesn't matter as much as it did 4 years ago when it comes to predicting these things. And I think this team is going to win 40 games.
I'm still over. But is this our first disagreement?
It's our first major disagreement because I look at this Bucks team and I go, my exact quote earlier was this roster is just filled with guys. If at any point during 2018 to 2021 you looked at the roster and you said, oh, that guy's kind of good, they're on this team. Gary Harris, Bobby Portis, Taurean Prince, Kevin Porter Jr., Kyle Kuzma. This team is this team is horrible.
Their ass.
Miles Turner is not going to be a terrible second or third guy when Giannis is healthy, but that will get them so far.
They're also going to have the Clippers bump where they're going to be able to offer any free agent who hits the market playing time and a starting role.
At what point of the season, though?
That
doesn't happen until February.
Sometimes it does. Like where guys like get traded and like guys get cut. And even if it doesn't happen until February, they're still like, they could still improve. Like, yes, if Giannis goes down, they're fine.
You're so confident that you're like, what if they just get a player for free?
They will. They are going to get a player for free.
Okay. That's like, Is that a good player? Like, who was the last player that happened that really made a massive difference?
Have good players last year. He had no good players last year.
We had this argument and you were trying to talk yourselves into them making a run. And I was like, this team is dog shit.
No, I was under last year. I was
hold on. I'm talking about before the playoffs when we had a screaming match because you were talking about the Eric Bledsoe series from 2017, 2018. Correct. And I was like, this team sucks and they're going to get killed in the playoffs. And they did.
They did. Yeah. Would they play in the Pacers though? They played the NBA Finals team. So
this is it's just ridiculous. And now, to be clear, they could easily win 45 games, and I could be wrong. I'm not saying that that's impossible. I just think that I look at this team and it's built for like 7 years ago. Like they don't have any good secondary. I don't trust any of their depth. I will say they have Giannis plus shooting, which might just be good enough to win 45 games. I could totally be wrong. I'm not locking this by any means. I just think that like they are one like and Giannis hasn't been a complete Iron Man like he was early in his career.
That's true. No,
if he misses 15 to 20 games, this team is going to be a disaster. And I think that there is a good chance that him carrying can only take you so far in the modern NBA relative to like 3 or 4 to 6 years ago.
That is 100% true in the playoffs. I do not think it matters in the East. Like you just smash halfback dive, smash it. Like you're also disrespecting our favorite guy, Doc Rivers, who
Doc is a good regular season coach.
Doc is a good regular season coach, especially when he has dog shit players.
I just did it with Spo. I have to do it with Doc. I don't think he's had many seasons where he's lost below this win total.
He is Doc is the only coach I've ever known who is a better coach the worse his players are. Like it's insane how
that's true. It happened again last year.
Yeah, like he gets better with all of the things. I'm sticking with like I could be wrong about this, but I do think that like Giannis had a really good season last year. Like I do think we kind of like that team had no business winning 48 games. That's like kind of absurd.
My thing is that like every game they win, and it's largely due to Giannis. But like every game they win is like they're down 10 with like 5 minutes left. And I'm like, is this going to kill him at some point? Like there's only so much carrying you can do when you're like 30 years old and your entire game is reliant on athleticism. Like his on-off swings were pretty crazy last year. I'm looking at it right now. 6.5 when he was on, 4.5 when he was off. Negative 4.0 when he was off. And the Dame did not carry quite as much last year. They were still pretty decent in the all right. Well, the favor in your point is that they were almost plus 10 in just the Giannis minutes. So if I'm wrong here, that's why. It's because Giannis has like an MVP level season, and this team it's kind of similar to the Trae Young thing where they with worse talent, but like they just do enough around him that they can win 45 to 50 games and he can be in the MVP conversation.
Close your eyes. I want you to picture something. The Bucks have won 50 games and are heading into the playoffs.
Okay.
Narratives abound. Luka Doncic traded to the Mavericks. Steph Curry missing the playoffs with the Warriors. LeBron James with the Lakers. Loyalty. Loyalty is the word on every horrible little podcaster and NBA writer's lips.
The more I look at these numbers, the worse I feel. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I just think I think if I were going to make a long shot-ish bet for MVP, I would pick Giannis because I think everyone will be jacking off to give it to him if this team wins like 50 games.
Sure.
It's like the loyal guy.
And I think he'll probably deserve it. If this team wins 50 games, he should get it.
He probably should. Yeah, good point.
I think this team sucks. Like I think this.
Yeah. Objectively, you're correct.
But also objectively, they were a plus 11 in the Giannis non-Dame minutes in the games that they both played, and they were really bad with just Dame and no Giannis. Like,
yeah,
they were. Hold on, I'm looking at. They were plus 9.6 if you include the games that Dame missed. They had 123 offensive rating. Honestly, might be talking myself back into the other direction after just going off on that rant.
Yeah. Well,
all right, let's revisit it at the end.
Okay. All right.
We have to have some disagreements. Also,
you're also going to be mad at me if you pick the over and then they win like 28 games. You're going to be so mad. You'd be like, I can't believe I let you.
There's no world they win 28. Yeah. Like, even if they sucked, Giannis would still get them to 30.
You have to like this season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But all right. What are Bill and Zach going to say? Well, Bill already hates this team.
Yeah, Bill's
kind of like me right now. What are they doing?
Like, I remember Zach made me insane last year. Like last year, Bill Russillo and House made me so mad with the Phoenix stuff. Zach made me so mad because he was like doing this very performative brow furrowing. Like, I don't understand. Like, I asked around the league and everyone's like, they're not good. Like, what? Yeah. I don't know. I guess we just write off this team that won the title. Like, yes, we do. Yeah. That's exactly what we do, Zach.
He did it all last offseason season. Wait, hold on. He did it season. It was last offseason because he was still at ESPN. You're correct.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's like, everyone I talked to around the league, and we were like, yeah, no, they stink.
Yeah, they're ass, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
yeah. Honestly, all right, I'm switching back. I'm going over.
Let's go. Awesome.
They're winning 44 games. They're going to be incredibly mid, but the line is pretty fucking low. I still think this team stinks.
You're right about that. But
they're
really Giannis health. It's all Giannis health.
Their DOA in the playoffs is the thing. It's like I just can't see this team winning a series.
No, they can't. They literally.
But their main objective is probably going to win 45 games, to 50 games, and get Giannis the MVP.
Yeah. No, that is the goal, is to get Giannis the MVP for this year.
Yeah, very obviously, until they can figure out a way to try to salvage this thing.
Yeah.
All right. So
Bill will be under. Do we think
Bill's
Zach tags? No Dame. I think Zach will see the. Yeah. I don't know. What do we think?
Are we sure Giannis isn't on the Warriors? But it's always something like with Bill with that. But
I've talked to people close to Zach is going to be like cold water Spock. He'll be like, it's not going to happen this season.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Milwaukee fans were very rude to Shams. He wouldn't put that out there if there weren't,
Yeah.
I think he literally said that on the podcast today. Like, I'm like, I love Zach, but sometimes when he does the like cloying, like he knows better. The thing is, I can tell when he
would never lie for personal gain.
That's the thing. I hate when Zach lies to be polite. Like, because it's always so obvious, and I'm like, God, shut up. I know you're smarter than this. Like, anyway, what do we think for Zach? Over or under? Like,
I feel like he's been very generous on this episode, going over with everyone.
No, he's like 50-50.
Okay, then let's go over. Let's go over for him.
Okay. I'm over on like everyone still.
I'm now looking at mine being like,
you're still pretty normal. You're like
pretty normal. I know, but I have a few overs left. So, and the next one, I'm going over with the Knicks.
Okay.
53.5.
Yeah,
I know it's high. It's high, but they're one of the 2 teams in the East I trust just to rack up regular season wins.
They're just going to be like a machine. They would need it would need to be like Brunson gets hurt, like for like an extended period of time.
Even then, they were good without Brunson last year. It was kind of the opposite of the Giannis thing, where actually they were 8-7 without Giannis, but they won a bunch of close games.
Yeah,
there are certain teams where it's like, if the Warriors lose, I guess they have Jimmy now, so like that's not necessarily true. But in the past, if the Warriors lost Steph, I'm like, they're dead in the water. But like now, look, obviously the Knicks can't lose Brunson for a month, but like I think they were really good with Brunson on the bench last year in the regular season. Like the Cat, OG, McHale, Deuce McBride, whatever lineups were like pretty decent.
They have continuity now too.
Yeah,
like
continuity, new coach.
Yeah.
Do they get the what did Bill say about the Patriots? It's like a 7 bump.
Yeah.
7 win bump or something.
Yeah, something like that.
We're getting a new coach.
Bill, the like disrespect Bill is putting on Gerard Mayo. Like Gerard Mayo was like not a good coach, but Bill is
that roster was so bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Bill loves saying that Gerard Mayo is like the worst coach. Like that was not a crime. That was not a coaching crime. Like he didn't do a good job, but like he died for Elliott Wolf's sins, man.
Well,
like,
and also Bill Belichick left him with a fucking horrendous. They just cut a 1st-round pick.
Yeah,
from like what 2 years ago?
2 years ago, dude. We suck so much, and I think I'm worried we're about to do it again. Like Will Campbell is. If Will Campbell struggles in like the game 1, I'm gonna be. Yeah, I know everyone feels really bad for Patriots fans, but.
Bill's also got his narratives going with Membu. He's Membu sucks, and I'm like, Bill, you're literally doing offensive lineman narrative battles against the Jets.
Yeah. What do you?
He was doing that on the Ringer Fantasy Football podcast he was on. I was like, are you serious, dude? Like, you're really stooping that low?
It is. It has been funny to watch Bill figure out how much his ass has been hanging out and go from like, yeah, I love Vrabel, I love this thing, to like a month ago, and now he's like
realizing his own
this Raiders team is sneaky good. Week 1, this is going to be a test for our Patriots if they can beat this This is a good Raiders team. Like I'm like, maybe they're better. So they're not good. Like
he swung so far in the other direction that he's like, oh my God, maybe I went too far. Fuck.
Yeah, he was trying to say that it was like, because he does his stupid guess the lines like marquee game, the watchables, he has like his dumb little categories, and he put them like way high. He put them on like the Patriots Raiders on like the good games. It's like, I will be seated. I do not expect anyone who is not a Raiders or Patriots fan to be fucking glued to their TV.
Well, I'll be locked in for that, but only because if Drake May plays bad, that's our favorite thing to do, is to pile up on Drake May whenever SH is talking shit.
No, he'll be fine. It's not his fault. The offensive line did it again. We're gonna be the offensive line did it again. Me and SH. Like
Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, Josh McDaniels did it again
for a 3rd time.
God, yeah, it would be nice if we got a normal receiver for him. Everyone's like, yeah, we got Stephon Diggs. He's like already injured, and I don't think is very good. Like, I don't think he's good. Anyway,
no, I saw some off-season videos from him. He was awesome.
He looked like he was having a great time. So you're over on the Knicks. I think Bill and Zach probably join us on this, right?
Yeah. I feel like everyone's going to kind of be in lockstep on the Knicks being a really good regular season team, and honestly, just a really good East team next year.
Do we think they're still kind of thin though? That's my only thing.
No, I think they're a little bit deeper this year.
Who do they get?
I do think Jordan Clarkson stinks, but they did get Yabu.
I forgot about Yabu. Yeah,
he's a good regular season
player. That's a good pickup for them.
Yeah, I think he's going to be good for them, especially in the Mitchell Robinson, Yabu lineups when Karl Anthony Towns sits.
Mitchell Robinson, like quietly, like again, he's such an injury risk, but like I was really impressed by him. Like last year, he really,
he only played like 40 games, but he was good in those games.
He was so good in those games, though. Like he's kind of like their swing piece, like I think a little bit. But anyway, I don't look. New York, the Knicks are boring. They're going to be a good regular season team, and we'll see what happens in the playoffs. I don't. It's pretty much the same team plus Yabu. So
I kind of feel better about them in the playoffs this year with the Pacers being out of the picture and the Celtics not really being around, and they just beat the Celtics. Like, I kind of think that spoiler alert a little bit. I'm kind of like, it's like very obviously going to be them and then one of the Cavs of the Magic in the.
They're going to make the Eastern Conference Finals again, but they are the fucking Isaiah Thomas Celtics. They are they played 7-game series against it. They're I don't know.
There's just no one else in the East next year that I'm like, there's no way they can beat the Magic of the Cavs. And then I just have to say they're definitely like a potential finals team.
I'll probably end up picking the Cavs or the Magic. I just don't think the Knicks have the Knicks get themselves into like bad series like too easy. Like, they almost lost that like Pistons series. Like that was a little alarming. I know they like destroyed the Celtics, but like, I don't know.
I think that I kind of like them as a playoff team, but we'll see. There's definitely going to be a series that they always run into that the Cat Brunson defensive fit is probably going to cap their ceiling. I just don't know if it's in this conference next year. Like, I think I would worry about them more in the finals than I would in like the conference finals of the second round of this East, but we'll see. I'm going over. I think the Knicks are going to be really good, and I think they have a shot at the 1 seed next year.
They definitely do. No, that's 100%.
Yeah. And also, like, I hate to go Russillo mode, but I don't even know if this is Russillo mode, but like, this might be more like Bill Zach mode, where it's like these guys just give a shit in the regular season. Like they that's their thing. Like, they don't really have like last year they did, but it was more just like them figuring it out. Like, it doesn't really feel like this team has maybe that was a Tibbs thing, but it feels like that's like a Jalen Brunson led team where like they're just going to give a shit every single night, and that goes a long way. So, all right.
Orlando
50.5 for the Magic.
Yeah. This is like exactly where this line needed to be.
Do we think
the other one I really stared at?
Do we think everyone buying the hype, and does everyone go over? Because I'm going over.
Zach and I think Zach will. Mm-hmm. Bill might be this might be a contrarian corner for Bill.
Yeah, but they played the Celtics stuff.
They did play
you have to consider the prism that Bill views the NBA.
He does like Desmond Bane. Like, he's gonna love the Bane signing. He's gonna. Maybe Zach is the zagger, actually. Maybe Zach is the one that zags on Orlando, like, where he's like,
is Bill going to be like
the creation? Like,
Bill's always been a little bit lower on Paulo than like Russillo. Russillo loves Paulo.
Yeah.
And then is Bill going to be like, can Franz shoot?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, how many years in a row is Franz not going to be able to shoot?
Is Jalen Suggs healthy? Like, like,
he loves Jalen Suggs though. That's like,
I do too. Yes, I think everyone does, but I don't know. That's kind of a hard one to pick. I have Bill penciled in for an over and Zach penciled in for an under, but maybe it's backwards. Maybe it's under for Bill, over for Zach. I don't know. What do we think?
Yeah, that feels right to me.
Yeah.
No, you're going over. Rudy piece, everyone's going over. It's a Rudy piece. You have to keep in mind, Bill would like, I would have Magic fans being like, Bill's overrating us. Like, because they play the Celtics so tough.
Yeah, and
like this was before
you whispering to him in his ear, like letting him know.
I gave the Magic a challenge, which was go out and get a guard. And not only did they get a guard, they got Desmond Bane, who's a very good guard.
Yep.
And then also complements their best players very well. And then they also drafted Jace Richardson, who was one of our favorite like late lottery 20s guys.
We were so close.
Lottery. They drafted Jace Richardson, and I've always been like, Tyus Jones is fucking overrated as shit, but like, he's a fine regular season innings eater. Like, he can play 15 to 20 minutes a game and be passable as a seventh man for them or whatever. Like, I just think that their team has a lot of two-way talent. I think their team is built for the modern NBA, and I think that their offense will finally, Zach will definitely bring up, they haven't had a top 20 offense in 15 years or whatever he always likes to say. They will I don't know why Zach is Italian there.
But they will Bernie Sanders. the Orlando Magic are under. They are keeping all of the shots for the Palos.
The Vosses have been frauding us for too long. They are oligarchs. It makes sense that they would invest in defense if you think about their politics.
Jesus Christ.
They usually invest a lot of funds in defense.
Golden Dome. Wait. God,
Anyway,
fuck. I want to go
Blackwater.
over on Orlando. I want to go over on Orlando, but I'm over on every team but 3 that we've done so far.
Yeah, that's tough, dude. I was gonna say me switching that made me feel bad about how many teams I took over on.
Yeah,
so.
You have 4. I have 3. So
all right, switch my Bucks one back then, because I just can't. I can't do all these. Like, you talk me into that one, but I'm still like someone has to be bad.
Yeah, I'm switching my Miami one.
Okay, you'll go under on Miami.
I'm going under for Miami. I
didn't feel strongly about it either way. So
yeah. So I will take the Orlando over though, just because they're one of the 3 good teams in the conference. 51 is not that much of a thing.
How many wins did the 3 seed have last year?
The 3 seed was 51 wins for the Knicks. Yeah.
And also there was the Celtics and the Cavs ate up wins last year.
Yeah, 64 and 61. Yeah.
And I don't think the disparity is going to be that large this year. Like, I think the Cavs will win high 50s.
Well, and also there was a 68 win team in the West. It's
I think it will be a little bit more even this year for sure.
Yep.
Okay. So we don't have to talk about the next team.
No, I'm skipping. Skip. David Attenborough boys don't like this one. Skip it.
All right. Philadelphia 76ers.
Wow, I didn't look at the line yet.
It's high.
It's real high.
They fucked us so hard last year.
Dog, I went back and I looked at like where we got fucked. Like all of our shit was Philly. Like, we were both too high on Philly because Daryl Morey fucking lied to us.
Yep. We saw Joel Embiid play in the Olympics too. So we were like, he didn't look great, but like he'll be fine. And then it was like, oh, he literally can't play.
Yeah. Just at all.
Yeah. And then Paul George got injured in the first preseason game. And then it was just everything after that. Honestly, I think even if those guys were healthy, that team would have sucked last year. Like, I think they would have been middling.
Can I give you a gift?
Sure.
I'm taking the Sixers under here.
I'm also taking their under.
Okay.
And it's not a reverse jinx thing. Like I think that this team is going to be, I think they're going to be fun. I don't think they're going to be good. I think the health of Joel Embiid and Paul George and the front court depth is like, dude, we literally like are like, if you run down like, oh, here are our best front court players. The third best front court player is a 2-way guy. It's Jabari Walker. Like, it's literally
luckily your other front court guys are really durable.
No.
And healthy.
All right. So yeah, so it's Bona's probably going to start the season. And like, I love Bona, but I think that he is very far away from being a starting center in the NBA. Yeah. Like, he is just an energy ball, and he is not a polished player by any means.
Mm-hmm.
Starting power forward, if Paul George can't go, might be Trendon Watford.
We
just got for the veterans minimum.
Jesus.
And then like, we're probably going to be starting Quentin Grimes at the 3.
If he doesn't
he's coming back in some capacity, but might be on the qualifying offer. Like, might not be happy about taking that qualifying offer. They're probably my guess for starting 5 on opening night. I actually do think Paul George is going to be back by opening night. I just think it's good. They're going to probably rush him back, which is stupid. Yeah. Because he had the injury that he had was like some sort of meniscus or whatever injury, and like he'll probably miss training camp, and then he'll probably won't play in the preseason, and he'll probably be rusty to start the year. But I think their starting 5 on opening night is going to be Maxey, VJ, Grimes, Paul George, and Bona. I have no idea if Joel Embiid when we're going to see him. And then their bench is going to be like McCain's good, and then it's just like Justin Edwards and Janai Broom and Watford. It's like it gets pretty like Kelly Oubre. Like,
some of those guys are like wild cards though. Like, I think Chennai Broom's not good, but like I'm not sure. Like,
their whole team is wild cards. Like
Yeah.
it's like it basically beyond the guards, which are Maxey, McCain, Grimes, and VJ. They're four best players that are regularly healthy are all guards.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have to play Grimes at the 3 just to make it work. And VJ's still a rookie. Like, I don't know. Like, I just think that this team's gonna win like 36, 37 games, and they're gonna be fun, and they might make the 10 seed, but they're not gonna be like a high level competent team by any means. I think everyone takes the under here.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Is I think Bill is gonna
be dancing on Embiid's grave.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Bill there's gonna be a tirade coming from Bill.
Are we ever gonna see this guy again? He got $150 million. I never saw him again.
Zach is gonna stab you guys a couple of times while you're down too, because he's mad about the 2 years ago or whatever when he picked Philly. Like, and it looks stupid. Yeah,
Zach's still a little bit bitter. Like, Zach's more neutral on the Sixers. Yeah, but he's a little bit mad because we just always let him down.
Yeah,
he's gonna be like I think Zach will be like, this team's gonna be fun though. Like we're gonna see the young guys running. We're gonna see, we're gonna see what their future looks like. They're sneakily got like a nice young core. Like, I think he'll say that. Yeah, but he'll also, everyone will agree that this line is way too high, dude.
Yeah,
this line should be like 40.
It's
or 39.
I assume that Vegas is like trying to trick people into thinking that Embiid's going to be back, and like
it might be a public bet thing. Yeah, it might be like when the Lakers line is really high. Yeah, and like people that aren't super plugged in are like, oh yeah, the Lakers are the Lakers. Like, they'll win 50 games.
Right.
Yeah. So. Yeah. All right, we have 2 teams left. Our favorite team in the NBA, the Toronto Raptors.
We love them.
We love the Raptors.
We love the Raptors. Don't threaten to kill my nephews in my DMs. Don't do it.
We won't be purchasing Canada anymore.
No, we're not doing it. By the way, you know what Doug Ford looks like, the premier of Ontario, the Rob Ford brother.
Ford. Yeah, I remember.
He looks just like Mayor. Yeah, he looks just like Heat Miser from The Year Without a Santa Claus, like in a way that was like alarming today. Like, he popped up on my timeline. Anyway, I guess what I'm saying is Doug Ford, go to these games, be the Heat Miser. Shout it out. I very funny that I think I went to one NBA game last year, and the Raptors were the winners of the only game I went to last year.
Incredible.
Beat the Celtics.
You got their under right last year, though. Oh no,
I barely. Russillo didn't, and I did, because of the way the line moved.
Yeah. The line could change before they record. Yeah. Keep that in mind.
Yes,
and some of these are going to be cutting it close.
Yeah, some of them are going to be very close. I
want to let you say it first. You go first.
My instinct here. No, it's under. It's under.
For you, it almost has to be.
I just like the spacing is too gross, man. Because I actually like the talent. I don't like is a very strong word. I think they have a lot of talented players. Like, I was not a huge Colin Murray Boyles guy in the draft. I kind of came around by the time the draft came out, and I think he's gonna where they got him is good. Horrific fit with all of their other guys. If they could find a way to get rid of RJ Barrett and have a more normal role for Scotty Barnes, I would actually not hate this team.
If they could have turned RJ Barrett into Cam Johnson, this team would be cool.
Yeah, it'd be fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't even I don't want to dog their Grady Dick's not good, but I think Grady Dick's fine.
Pretty much all of their young guys going into next season other than Scotty Barnes are going to be bench players, though.
Yes.
Maybe Ochai Agbaji can be a 5th starter, but
yeah, I don't know. Jakob Poeltl is the most average. I don't even think he's average, dude. I think he's a little bit below average, just by letter of the law, what a center is. I don't know. They don't fit together very well, and I don't think that got any better.
Yeah, I mean, I think it got worse. Yeah. I mean, they added Colin Murray Boyles and Brandon Ingram, who don't fit with the. Now, can they scratch out 38 wins with this team just by playing really hard defense with some of their guys and some of their lineups.
I just want to say that would be 8 wins better. And I should know because I was watching the Raptors at the end of the year. The Raptors, they were overshadowed by the Bulls, but they also had an insane Mickey Mouse March.
Yeah, no, that was special. I was rooting very hard for them because the Sixers had to stay under them in the standings, and they did very well in that accomplishment. Yeah, I mean, this team, so their starting 5 is going to be Emmanuel Quickly. Are they starting RJ Barrett at the 2 or Brandon Ingram at the 2?
Yes.
Okay. So let's say Brandon Ingram's the 2, RJ Barrett's the 3, Scotty Barnes is the 4, and Jakob Poeltl is the 5. That is just an extraordinarily poor spaced lineup. And then all the guys that are like the complementary pieces for egotistical reasons will be coming off the bench. Like Ochai Agbaji would make more sense as the 5th starter in their starting lineup, or even if you just wanted to go like all possession mode and you were like, let's just fucking put Colin Murray Boyles and own the glass.
Honestly, or even like Grady Dick could like
as a spacer,
spacing.
Jameson Battle or whoever. Like they are kind of like the Hornets. They're kind of like the Hornets in that like they have a bunch of guys I know. I just don't know how any of it fits together, and I don't know what they do have the Bulls factor of like they're never blowing it up.
Yes, they aren't. They're gonna keep
and they try really hard the last 2 months of the season, which when teams don't. And that's why I took their over last year. I was like, this team is not gonna ever blow it up. They're gonna try really hard, and they're gonna and at one point it was looking terrible, and they almost did it for their. I don't think it's impossible that they hit the over here. I'm taking the under just because for math reasons. That I need to take some under teams, and I don't feel strong about this team either way. I could see them winning 36 games. I could also see them winning 40 games. I think they're going to be like a fringe play-in team.
Man,
they certainly don't have a higher ceiling than that. Like they're not like I don't think they have any chance to be a surprise 6 seed or anything.
No, not at all. I think, well, do we want to talk about, I'm just going to write down Lowe's over right now.
Zach's definitely an over. I think Bill's an under.
Do you think Bill? Yeah, I was going to say, do you think Bill will be an under for that?
I think Bill will be like, the Raptors fans tore apart Bill and Russillo last year on their over under podcast when they all took the under.
Yep.
And they were absolutely correct in their analysis of the team, which was that they were like, this team is bad and expensive, and they were right. And then Raptors fans tried to then track back and say, actually, no, we didn't think they were going to be good. It was a tanking year last year. And it's like, we saw that post. We were
all there. Yeah.
It's been propagandized for years. It's not your fault.
They tried to victory lap Russillo for being a half game wrong on there. And it's like, yeah, you sure showed him being a 30-win team instead of a 29.5-win team.
Awesome.
Own him.
And also all of their complaints about
everything he said was correct. Yeah.
Was correct. Yeah. It was literally like, this team is not good. And also they have 30 wins is still bad. and they were in the tax.
They're still in the tax. Like, I don't know. Like that's the other like wild card is like, once they start having to like pay these bills, is ownership going to be, because it's not Masai. Like, this guy doesn't have, Bobby Webster does not have Masai juice. No. Like, he's not going to be able to be like, we need.
Can they salary dump RJ Barrett? If they salary dump RJ Barrett, I would take the over.
Who's going to do that? I don't think anybody does anyone have cap space? Do the Nets still have cap space? I don't think they do.
No, I'm just saying, like, you could trade him for an expiring guy who doesn't play.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. Does Bobby Webster, was that a Masai move, or was that? It smells like a Bobby Webster move. RJ Barrett.
They've apparently been trying to trade him ever since they got Ingram, but he didn't want Ingram. So it was a Bobby Webster move. I remember around the time that Quickly and RJ were like the guys that he wanted.
Man. I also Red Sox won, by the way. I know you were worried about that.
Congrats.
So yeah.
All right. So are you taking the under?
Yes. Oh yeah. No, I thought I led for that. Yeah.
So we're both under. I think Bill is under and Zach is over.
Correct. Yep.
Zach will be so excited to talk about the Raptors.
He's gonna love it. He's gonna say some shit that's gonna make me so mad, dude. I'm gonna break my phone listening to Zach's propaganda on that fucking
best moment of the offseason was when he had Waz on and he was like, the Raptors, they're one of the most interesting teams to me. And then Waz was just like, in what way?
Yeah, Waz owns. They need to put Waz with Zach. Like that, like you need either Waz or Verno. Like you need someone, because like I don't agree like with Waz and Verno like a lot of the time. Like a lot of times they have kind of bozo takes, but they have the correct attitude to like deal with like nerd shit, which is like shut the fuck up and don't talk to me about that nerd shit. Like
just saying in what way just absolutely
awesome. He rules.
Yeah, absolute bar. All right, the last team, the team that we forgot 3 years ago, I think it was. When we did this,
it was 3 years ago. I listened to that episode today and I said, last and certainly least, the Utah Jazz. Forgetting that
completely forgot about the Washington Wizards.
Yep.
So this is 21 and a half.
Very low line.
Very low line. And I've been hypercritical of the Wizards pretty much this whole offseason.
Yep.
I think that their front office is overrated. I think their young core is overrated. This is still very low. And I know they won 18 games last year?
Yeah. So it's 3. They would need a 3-win improvement.
They got rid of Kyle Kuzma, which
helps quite a bit.
Their team is still very bad, but I think that unlike the Nets, who are like, I really need to tank next year. I know the Wizards also need to tank, to be clear. But they have a young core. Like they're gonna try really hard. They're just not gonna be good enough to win games. I'm taking the over here. I think it's I think they win 23 games. I still think they're going to be one of the 4 or 5 worst teams in the NBA. But I think this line, it kind of feels how I feel about the Nets from last year. Now they don't have as much talent and vets as the Nets did last year. Like their only vet is Chris Middleton and CJ McCollum. Those are their only 2 vets.
Yeah.
Their center rotation's so bad. Sar just got injured in Eurobasket, by the way. He had a calf injury.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's out for 2 weeks. I mean, calf injuries are
look, lower body stuff, man. Like
I'm very low on Sar, but like if he gets hurt, they're playing Marvin Bagley a lot of minutes.
You're gonna be really mad at me.
You're taking the under?
I'm taking the under.
You're a bitch. You are such a bitch. You literally spent tooth and nail. You fought me on this team.
I thought about it. I'm like, the thing is, I think every other team in the East doing this exercise, I realized a lot of the other teams in the East got meaningfully better. Like they went from like a 26-win team to like a 34-win team.
The Wizards are bad.
They're bad. Like the Nets are worse. I do think the Nets are considerably worse.
I wouldn't say considerably. They're worse.
They have more like upstanding. Like
I had a post about this last year where I was like, I think that I know it's not because Zach was pissed he had to talk about the Nets.
Yeah.
And I was like, they have more talent than the Wizards.
They do.
Way more talent. They just don't have enough interesting young players, quote unquote.
And they have more like interesting young players. Like maybe somebody takes a leap this year. I wouldn't bet on it. I'll be watching Trey Johnson with much interest. And I think that like he could, if he's like a special kind of shooter, like they could hit this like over pretty easily. But I'm going to start at the under because I think that I think the front office still has their eye on the ball. And as I've said before, I think that the thing that this team is missing is a blue chip franchise guy because they've just had dog shit lottery luck. They jumped up to 2 in the 1 year. It was a bad draft. Every other year they've like fell like 2 to 3 spots. So,
all right. How many overs and how many unders do I have?
You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 overs and 7 unders. So perfectly even. As even a bit with 15. Yeah.
All right, flip the Raptors and the Wizards for me. I'm going under on the Wizards. If you're going under on the Wizards, I'm going under on the Wizards.
Okay.
And then I'm going over on the Raptors.
Okay. And you're going over on the Raptors?
Yes.
Okay.
So I will remain the same, but there has to be one team that's really horrifically bad. And I think that it's going to be probably be the Nets or the Wizards.
It will be both, I think.
Yeah, I think they're both. I think both of them.
I think
what do Bill and Zach have to say about this? Like, because House is there.
But, yeah, House is there.
Okay, all right. Quick thing. I think House has been like he likes Alex Sarr. I think that's been one of his things.
Yeah.
I think Bill's going to be like, I looked at Alex Sarr's numbers.
Yeah. House.
This guy is horrible. What are you talking about, House?
House, does he have your wife? Somebody check out House's wife. Like, he's gonna say something like that. Like I don't think Zach. I think Zach is gonna do the very diplomatic, like, this is a team that's gonna be very dangerous in 2 years.
Yeah.
I think they're not there yet, and I think he's gonna pick the under.
This is the most interesting they've been in forever to me. Like,
yes.
I can't remember how long it's been that they've been, but this team is still very bad.
They're still seasons away.
Yeah.
And
they're in it. They're going to be loser for boozer or
yeah. I don't, there's a lot of Marvin Bagley on this team. There's a lot of Marvin Bagley.
He'll definitely say that.
I talked to Vernon. That's a problem. Yeah. So I think Bill will be under too. And I think House is going to go over as like the positive. I think House is in on this Wizards team.
Yeah. Is CJ McCollum and Middleton both going to be on this team in December, House?
House? Yeah.
You're going to wait. Exactly. You're going to waive both of those guys? They just did with Marcus Smart.
I like CJ. Very, very complimentary guy. Yeah. God, I don't want to do the Lakers. Can we skip that one next week on that?
Tomorrow when we do the Western Conference on the Patreon.
Yeah.
No, we will be doing. There were 3 teams in a row that had 49 and a half, I think, on the Western Conference. It's once again, I am completely lost for this year, so I'm just winging it with both the East and the West. So tune in tomorrow to hear who we're winging it with on the Patreon. Little housekeeping here. I will be out of commission next week. Unfortunately, I have to get another surgery, so I'm forcing Sam to take the week off for ball. He has not taken a week off in like years at this point, so I'm telling him that he has to, and then we'll post a Patreon episode that we did this summer to the public. If you haven't signed up for the Patreon already, do that, please. It helps greatly. Or you can sign up to be a member on the YouTube as well, and then hopefully we'll be back a week from then, and we'll be gearing up for the next season. So
yeah, we will be. Well, I think we'll probably start doing our awards pods and predictions and that other stuff.
I was gonna say we have the make or break draft I want to do.
Yeah.
Oh, also the other thing is that if I have, after my surgery, if I have my bearings, I'm going to try to map out the expansion draft, because that takes a lot of work.
Yes.
Because you have to do all the protections where you have to protect 6 players on each team.
Yes.
And it's a little bit more work than just like, so if I have any capacity during that week, which I should, hopefully, I'm going to try to set up so that when I come back, we can do the expansion, because we haven't done one in 3 years. We haven't done one since you joined the show, and I want that to be an annual thing. So we should do that. We do need to do that. Well, and it sounds like expansion's dead, so it's back to being now it's just an idea.
An idea again. So yeah,
exactly.
Let's go.
All right.
Thank you for watching. Everyone tomorrow. Hoggies, we'll see you tomorrow. If you're not a hoggy, pay us money.
Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off. Yeah.
Peace.